at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
You gonna hit it? You gonna hit him with it? You gonna hit him with
I ain't ready, bro.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm gonna let everybody know. Hot 107.1.
You can
Just
find
let y'all
me.
know
You know what I'm saying?
the local music spotlight.
Yeah.
Young freestyler Anthony Sane on the scene.
Ain't nothing young about it, but
Young compared to Zach, freestyler
yeah.
Anthony Sane.
Zach
out
gonna
here.
be buying me breakfast tomorrow too, man. We had a little friendly wager.
Uh-oh. I can't wait to hear about that coming up. Welcome in, everybody. We on a cruise ship,
Yep.
just like a cruise trip.
Nah, if you buy a cruise,
Cancun.
I bought a cruise ship and I called it a cruise ship because I'm Tom Cruise, and now
Right.
my
No,
crew
but I'm
is
saying-
tripping. While we cruise
No, I
tripping.
know. No, I understand that, but I'm saying I'm just modifying it slightly myself.
I got you.
I'm taking
You
my
remix
own
it.
lyrics.
Okay.
That's right.
When my lawyers
cruise
call you,
trip.
don't be surprised when my lawyers call you.
It's not a cruise ship. It's a cruise trip.
Something like that.
I'm in Cancun. Well, my dude's drip.
Right. Yes, sir.
Something to that effect.
They call it
welcome
Ted
in,
cruising.
everybody.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's right.
Yeah, while the feds losing, they call that Ted cruising. You feel me? Yeah.
It's a Tuesday morning here. It's nice and not freezing. That's great. When you wake up and there's no snow on the ground and
I'm in the studio with
sun
no
is-
jacket on. I just got nothing
Yeah.
but the polo on, the golf shirt.
high today is a incredible 64 degrees.
Sounds great,
What? Oh, I mean that's just
man. Incredible.
I don't even know. It's 42 right now, which feels like 70. 63 is going to feel like 95. It's going to feel like a summer day. I'm going to be out and about.
Oh, I love
I
it.
may try to find a pool to hop into that isn't frozen
I
solid.
love it.
And
Only thing that
be
sucks
nice.
is supposed to rain a lot this week, but
yeah, but not till the end of the week.
we'll make it.
Friday through like the next several days. It's gonna be rain constantly. But for now, let's enjoy the next 3 days where, according to my Doppler doohickey, and it's never wrong, today's gonna be a red letter spectacular day. Mid-60s, partly cloudy, like just perfect. Wonderful.
Down.
Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that celebration in mind, we will get off to hopefully a good start. Kids heading back towards school. I know, there's been water pressure issues. There's still some water issues that are out there, but we're making progress on that front too. So hopefully back to normal here pretty soon around the area. We'll get you through the day. We'll get you through the morning as best we can here on Sports 56 at 98.5, 96.1.
Oh, God.
My name is Peter Edmiston. He's Anthony Sane.
I'm sorry. I just saw a post where a dude said the Grizzlies maybe need a pep rally.
Oh, yeah, that's possible. Zach Boyd on the sticks today.
That is uncalled for.
Or a hype man. He said a pep rally or a hype man.
I don't think they need a hype man. They got enough hype men. They got hype men and women. They got hype men. They got plenty of hype men and women
on the bench already.
working over there on that building. So I'm not worried about that.
Pep shots fired by Peter Anderson. Oh crap! Oh man,
that's not the issue.
Oh man. Exactly how many they got? Pete, you want the names, count, body count?
I got to look at the payroll. I don't know. We'll see.
Peter Anderson, man, taking shots over here.
The IRS knows. I don't know.
Taking shots early this morning. I see you, bro. I ain't mad at you though.
So we'll talk about it, though. We'll talk about what they need because they need something. It's not going well for the Grizzlies. We'll talk about that coming up. We'll also talk about Penny Hardaway speaking for the first time since after the COVID pause part 2 that the Tigers program has gone on, and some comments he had about the NIT, about potentially playing or not playing in that event, about trying to reschedule some of these games that have been postponed because of COVID. Potentially canceled, I guess, postponed, hopefully, but possibly canceled outright. We'll talk about that. Some weird stuff from the Tennessee Titans first-round draft pick last year, who may just be done with the Titans or done with football, or something's up. It's a very, very strange story. We'll talk about that coming up here on the program, and obviously we've got a ton more to get to, including some potential issues with the Lakers as they've lost 3 straight, including last night to the lowly Wizards. We'll discuss that and a whole lot more. So if you want to join us, you can. 67129 on the First Bank text line. If you want to text in 67129 on that First Bank text line, we love to hear from you. You can also hit us up on the First Bank phone lines, 360-8255, 901-360-8255. You can chat with us as well. We're video streaming live on all of your various video platforms, so you can hit us up on the stream, the chat that's part of the stream. You can hit us up on that First Bank chat line, and it comes right into the studio, right into our area, so we know exactly what you're saying. We appreciate however you want to do it. We're just glad that you get involved. We appreciate you guys being involved with the program. So how you feeling this morning, Anthony?
Oh man, I'm good. Like I said, this is the first time I've been in the studio without a jacket on. It feels great outside. Man, weather's good. The water seems like it might be, where it needs to be.
Okay.
So you don't have to take any more bottled water baths. Yeah, man, life is good, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
BWB. Yep. Do you know? We're still under the boil water advisory. I want to make everybody clear about that. I know that late yesterday, it was nice because my water pressure finally started to
look
come
like
back
normal. Yep.
In my sink in my kitchen. All the other sinks and stuff were okay, but my kitchen was struggling. But trying to do dishes and stuff with trickling water is just annoying. You can't wash nothing. You can't. It's just no. So thankfully it's back late last night. So hopefully that's indicative of more people getting water back than me. And we're getting closer. Although they still say that the status is critical at this point. So pumping stations and all that. I think they're 75% of their wells are operational, but 25% are out of service right now.
Right.
And they've still got quite a few mains that have been ruptured. So still working on it. I don't know. I've never had to repair a water system before, Anthony, so I don't know what that's like. But I'm guessing that sounds hard.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like it's difficult. It sounds difficult. I mean, it sounds like a tough job.
I guess I'm being optimistic because they're working on it. You know what I mean? Like there are people.
They are.
Hands are.
They're not just ignoring it, and that's
right.
important.
Mm-hmm. Like
if they just ignored it, that'd be real bad.
That means there's some type of end in sight. You know what I mean? There's some.
Hopefully, I hope so.
I wish they would release. They're being kind of Memphis Grizzlies about a return date. I think maybe they should say it's probable, questionable for this weekend or something. That'll be good.
Well, we'll be back. Freshwater or Jaren Jackson Jr. first?
Look at the Grizzlies schedule real fast. That's a good question. It's a heck of a question.
I'll answer. It's gonna be Freshwater.
Yeah, probably Freshwater because
it's gonna be.
Jaren ain't coming back till after the break, so
that's right. We'll get water long before that, I believe. Hope it's the next day or two. And Jaren's not gonna be back the next day or two.
Yeah, because the season ends on March 4th, Thursday. Well, that's next Thursday. I don't know, man. We'll see. Yeah,
the first half of the
Freshwater.
The season does not end.
Yeah,
the season does not end.
The first half ends. Yeah. Yeah, Freshwater is definitely coming back before Jaren. If not, I'll be kind of perturbed. If not, I'll be a
unless
little
Jaren comes back much quicker than we expect. But I don't think he's coming back before Thursday.
Nah.
I don't think he's coming back Thursday. So I think the water will be back before Thursday. So in any event, the Grizzlies last night, without Jaren Jackson, but with Justice Winslow, went to Dallas and got absolutely housed in what was the most deceptive 10-point loss in history.
He ain't never lied.
Never has a game been so obviously over early in the game.
Right.
Like, and yet not really reflective on the scoreboard of what it was. This was the weirdest situation. The game fluctuated. Like, if you look at the flow of the game, if you look at like what happened, Dallas jumped out to at one point up 20-5 with 3 minutes left. They're up 15, and pretty much from that point on, the lead never got below 15 and never got above like 22 or 23. It was just right in the middle of. It was right around a 20-point lead for the entire game until the very end, when the Grizzlies made a furious rally to come back to break it down to 10, and where the game ended at 102-92. But make no mistake about it, this was like the most slow-motion beatdown. It felt like it was a 50-point deficit for the Grizzlies, even though it was only 20.
Early.
I mean, it felt that way the entire game. They never, ever, ever, ever threatened to look like they were remotely competitive in this game.
Oh,
never pretended to look like they were even in the mix at all. So when you look at the score, and you're like, wow, 102-92, that wasn't so bad. That does not tell the story. If you watch the game, it was a beatdown.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't know. This team just looks they look tired to me. They look like they're just physically, mentally, that little spark, all that magic, whatever it is, it's all gone. They don't have it.
Yeah, the fun bunch is not looking too fun right now at all.
No.
And here's the thing, man. Let me clear up some stuff that I talked about over the weekend as well. A couple of tweets I put out that people were saying, what are you really trying to say? And I'll just say what I'm really trying to say. I guess I'll go there. Because people just get so strange about the strangest stuff, you know. The Grizzlies said at the beginning of the season that they said, hey, once again, our focus is on the player development, player evaluation, and basically seeing what we have on this team. The regular layman's eye can tell you that we're a pretty decent team. You know what I mean? We're good. I mean, we're fine. We're a decent team. We're not a Minnesota Timberwolves level team. You know what I mean? We're building. We're getting to where we're trying to get to. We're on the way. But we're by no means the finished product. And when that happens, when that's your focus, wow, that was loud.
What in the world?
That was a text notification.
Are you baking?
It sounded like it's like I'm baking cookies, boiling water.
Yeah. It's done. It's done.
Yeah, it's finished. Yeah, that was my text notification on my laptop. But with that being said, if your focus is on development and evaluation, that means that you're going to play, Xavier Tillman is center, backup center over Gorgie Jean, even though Gorgie may be a much more developed player offensively, defensively, whatever. You do those type of things. You play your starters 20-something minutes, 28, 29 minutes instead of 35 because you want to get more guys on the court. You want to see what you've got in a John Conchar or in a Sean McDermott or whoever. It means that you're playing more guys. You do strange rotations. You put stuff together to see what's going to break and what's going to stick together. So with that being said, it's kind of hard to do that and also be the best team you can be. So what I was saying on Twitter is that we're not particularly trying to win as many games as possible. They're not against winning, but you're not trying to win as many games as possible playing 11 dudes. Like this, that's not how that works, especially when 2 of your 11 are John Conchar and Sean McDermott. Like it don't work that way. You know what I mean? You're not trying to win as many games as possible, and John Morant played 28 minutes, and Jaren and Justice are questionably looking like they are ready to go, and you're not having any urgency about putting them on the court. Like you're not trying to win as many games as possible. You look at Dallas. Dallas is in the same situation as the Grizzlies. They're a team that's struggling. Dallas is still technically trying to, they're trying to build something technically, but they're also trying to win as many games. They're in a win now mode. So because of that, they're when Porzingis was ready, they played him. You understand what I'm saying? So That's the difference between us and a team like the Grizzlies aren't particularly in a rush to do anything. They're just trying to see what they have, and they're just trying to get better for the future. And it's going to come with some wins, it's going to come with some losses. And I think that's just what we're seeing on the court. And I don't understand why. Of course, it sucks to see your team get beat, period. And then they get beat by 30, or get beat by Dallas the entire game from bell to bell. All those things suck. You hate to see any of that. But something that's rang true about the Grizzlies for the last 2 years is we're a team that we're better than the bottom feeders of the NBA, and we're better than we can beat a lot of teams in the middle. But when the better teams play us, they kind of bring us back down to earth because we're still a work in progress. Like that's facts the entire year. We beat one team that was a good team this year, and that was that Phoenix game. I can't think of another good team we beat. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's just kind of where we are, man. Like, it's really nothing to get frustrated about. Like, we're pieces away from whatever our final goal is. So it kind of is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the pragmatic way to look at it for sure.
We beat the Spurs. My bad. We beat the Spurs. They're good.
I mean, Spurs are not. They're okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Not. You'll beat a couple of teams that'll couple pegs above you, but you're not there yet.
I mean, they beat Brooklyn, but that was
no, we didn't beat Brooklyn. We beat some guys with some Nets jerseys on. There was no Kyrie, no KD, no Harden.
Hey, they beat Brooklyn twice.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it says on the score.
Yeah, you're
right.
What
I'm looking at right here. Yeah, I see 2 Brooklyn wins. So
I got this crow sandwich for you for the Nets too, man. You just make sure tell me how you want it. You want a honey gold, seasoned lemon pepper? How you want it?
I want it in about let's see here. Was it February 20th? So give me about 4 or 5 months. We'll talk about it.
You just get ready for it. You want a sandwich? You want wings? What you want?
You understand? I said they were going to win the East, right?
Yeah, okay. But I was just saying, you would come to me after every game. Like, yeah, you're Nets, man. You just look kind of, your Nets.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you. We both said that the Nets will be either they're NBA champions and everything's cool and it was a great move, or they're not and it wasn't. We're
gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that whole.
It's dynamic. It's a very easy evaluation for them. That's the beautiful thing about this. It's very easy.
Ain't much middle ground. You're either great.
There's no
or you're
middle ground.
Yep.
That's it. You either win a championship and it worked, or you don't and it didn't. That's it. Anyway, for the Grizzlies, Grizzlies beat the they've got a win over the Sixers. That would count.
Oh, no Embiid that game.
Listen, I'm just looking at the schedule. They're all these teams.
This ain't the NCAA tournament, bro. Like we ain't we ain't counting quality.
They got quality. Strength of schedule is solid. The net rating is excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're looking at.
We haven't beat good teams, bro. Like we beat Phoenix and we beat the Spurs.
By that standard, like nobody's beating good teams. Like they've got some nice wins. They played well in some games, but they're a 13-14 team, and that's
we'll probably be around that the whole season. We'll probably be even at full strength. We'll probably be at 500 or a couple games below 500 team the entire season. Even when we get Jaren Jackson Jr. back, we'll probably still be.
Yeah, I mean. I got you. Now,
because they're not trying to maximize this season. Like this, like no one can tell me otherwise. Like that don't mean they're tanking, but they're not. They're like, okay, we're just trying to see what we got.
So I'm just saying, like at the that's all fine. But we'll talk about when we come back. We'll talk about why that's okay to a point, but there's still things that need to be discussed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because there's some major red flags we need to talk about.
We'll talk about some of those issues that are cropping up when we come back. You can text in what you thought last night, 67129 on the First Bank text line, 67129. We'll talk about the next step for the Grizzlies when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
The President's Day sales event is going strong at Gossett Kia on Covington Pike. 2021 Kia Forte, $133 a month lease. That's less than $5 a day for a new ride. 2021 Kia Soul, completely redesigned exterior and interior, $149 a month lease. And 2021 Kia K5, just $182 a month lease. All 36 months with $3149 due at signing, and they all come with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So let's conquer the cold and gear up for winter in your new Kia from Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or online at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing, 0 security deposit, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, ME3 19,038, MSRP $20,625, Soul, M7755 $638, MSRP $20,660, K5 MG 005560, MSRP $25,725, includes all manufacturer rebates and incentives, PF $695, excludes tax title and license, with approved credit, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 3/1/21, dealer stock only.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Hey, I heard that you just got a new car.
Yes, I sure did, and I could not believe how simple it was.
Really? Tell me what happened.
I bought my car at Cars Inc. They are family owned, and the choices of cars were the best I've ever seen. They even said they could price match with anyone and help me with whatever financing I needed.
Wow, it does sound like they know what they are doing.
Their family has been in the car business for over 30 years, and they're excited about being in Memphis.
Where are they?
5095 Cummington Way, and their phone number is 901-623-7180.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Sports 56 traffic.
Right now, we're working a crash on Shelby Drive at Airways Boulevard. Also, we got a car that is on fire on I-240 East at Sycamore View. The right 2 lanes plus the shoulder is currently blocked. Also, right shoulder is blocked on Bill Morris Parkway between 240 and Ridgeway. And so, guys, just keep it, try to keep it clean out there. We have a lot of accidents this morning. Just try to keep it clean. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
When it's this good, there's no saying no.
Oh!
I want you so.
Soft rock. Quiet Storm.
But you want to know how great we talked about this before, bro. I think we talked about it with this song.
10, I would say 10, probably Hot 107.1. Certainly, you'll hear that as a sample in plenty of songs.
Right.
Kanye among others, but you'll hear that in Chaka Khan was sampled on Hot 107.1. But you might also hear on Chaka Khan on 107.5 at times. And there's some classic elements to her as well. Don't think you'll hear her on Sunny 103.1, but you'll hear some other fabulous hits of the golden generation.
But I was saying, man, like we talked about this before. I think we talked about it with this song. Like, that's how you know Kanye West is an artist, is a genius, because this is already a classic song. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you might want to say that Kanye's song is just as classic as this, and of a song that he sampled from. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Come on, man, get the man his props. He's a lunatic. We know that.
Oh yeah, it's
like
funny
he said,
that
name one genius that ain't crazy, bro. That's what he said.
Because I was, it was interesting I was watching some stuff. I've sent it to you. This these folks that were breaking down samples and where certain songs got their samples from and how they did it. It was fascinating.
I already know it.
And they did it real simple, like to show when that there's they did Drake started from the bottom, showed that one, and it was great to see where these samples came from. Some of them are obvious, some of them are not. And that's really cool. Like the sampling game is a much more complicated game than a lot of people realize, depending on who you're which particular producer you're talking about and what they're doing. So I'll have to send you that link because I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, send it.
Anyway, the Grizzlies lost last night, as we were talking about to start the show. 102-92 was the final again. Not exactly like, the numbers are what they are. Like, Ja Morant. Like if you look at what he did, you're like, that looks like a pretty good game. It just really wasn't that great. The numbers are fine. Same thing with there's some Jonas Valanciunas looks like he was okay. Some of these guys just looked okay, but it just wasn't very impactful. The numbers really didn't have a lot of meaning. 22 and 9 for Ja Morant didn't really hit that hard. 11 and 15 for Jonas Valanciunas, but it was 5 of 18 shooting. Which for Jonas is crazy because so many of his shots are taken so close to the basket.
Ja had 22 points on 21 shots.
Yeah, 21 shots for Ja. He's normally much more efficient than that. But he continues to just be absolutely awful from the 3-point line and the free throw line as well. 2 of 6 from the free throw line. Luka Doncic, by the way, 2 of 9 from the free throw line. So the two star point guards, Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, were 4 of 15 from the free throw line. So we talk about the Tigers free throw shooting all the time, but this is two of the best players in the game who were absolutely brutal, putting up some like Bismack Biyombo level free throw shooting last night. Really, really bizarre to see that. Luka was 21, 7, and 5. Nothing particularly nothing spectacular, but was always in control. As I said, this game was kind of it really, you could tell it was going to be ugly early on. Josh Richardson started off red hot. Tim Hardaway Jr. took the baton and
right, like we got this one, yeah.
He's like, we're good to go. The dude just.
And Jalen Brunson came in was dropping us off too, man. That dude he looks like he's got some Fred fan feet in him a little bit, man.
He does. I mean, he's got that second generation player situation going. Dad Rick Brunson, Jalen Brunson he's kind of the like he does a lot of what Tyus Jones does when he's at his best. He just comes in and controls the game completely, makes good decisions. Young player, really, really, really solid. Of course, Dallas did not have Kristaps Porzingis, who continues to have injury issues. So for the Grizzlies, then Justice Winslow, 3 points as he continues to come back, played 26 minutes. Again, physically looks okay, just way off and rusty and all that stuff, as you would expect for a guy that hasn't played basketball in well over a year. 1 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, including one of the ugliest shots in the history of basketball. A corner 3 that, no joke, missed by probably 2 feet right of the basket, in addition to long. I mean, it looked like a child throwing up a shot. It was it was alarming. It was alarming to see from an NBA player.
My feed was I don't know, something's going on with my Fire Stick, man. I don't know what's going on, but I've got it where my TV remote controls the Fire Stick, right, where they're like synced together. But sometimes it like randomly gets out of sync, like for whatever reason. I think it's something with my Fire Stick. But anyway, in the middle of the game, when the only shot that Justice made, like there was like a big overlay screen, like that I pulled up and couldn't pull back down because the remote stopped working in the middle of it. So I actually missed his only shot that he made. Like the overlay took up the entire screen. So I heard it. And I was like, oh, okay, but I'll probably never. I guess I'll have to catch the next one. I'll catch the next one next game. Poor Justice. I feel so bad for him. He had one move where he looked super athletic into the rim, just couldn't finish. I'm like, oh man. Too bad for him.
Well,
I mean,
he's really, you could tell he looks, again, he's never played, with these guys before. He's just getting acclimated to his role, to his team. He's getting acclimated to all this whole situation. And then obviously physically he's still, trying to get himself in proper shape. So, all that makes it extremely challenging. I'm not really worried about Justice Winslow.
No, that's the least thing I'm worried about.
The numbers are, not good, but that's, you had to expect that it certainly could look like this. And he was only a -1, in terms of, he didn't tank the Grizzlies. They weren't like awful when he was out there on the court or anything like that.
Right.
It wasn't like that. So,
and we're not tripping about it because of what I talked about earlier in the show. We know what the Grizzlies are trying to do. Like they're trying to, they're trying to see what they got in everybody. So
the issues, though, but
you got to play Justice Winslow. You just can't screw around. You're not trying to win games. You're trying to see what you got in Justice Winslow. Like that's the priority.
Yeah. The issues for the Grizzlies. I mean, they number one, they look very, very tired. They look exhausted, and yet they've got a little stretch here where they're not playing today or tomorrow, which is an unusual 2-game pause for them. Or a 2-day pause, and they're going to practice today, and we'll see what they can do. They really just need to rest.
Sit down somewhere.
I mean, they don't need to. I don't think they need to.
You need to sit down and stop letting all this inside air out, like my grandma used to say, and my mom. You just sit down.
But they also need to. It's kind of a tough situation because they need to practice, they need to play better, but they also don't need to physically exert themselves too much. So. It's hard to do both those things at the same time. They can't shoot threes. The 3-point shooting is just abominable, like the Yeti. It is abominable out there. 6 of 31. They were 5 of 33 against the Suns. They were 6 of 31 against the Mavericks. They are, I believe the number is 12 of their last 80.
What?
Yeah.
That's
They've hit 12 of their last 80 3-point shots.
Who, us?
Yes.
That's kind of, oh my God, that's terrible. That's about right, though, because the last 2 games we have been, dang.
Yeah. Last 2 games combined are 11 for 64.
And when I heard that Desmond Bane had fell to, I think, 8th or 10th in the league in 3-point percentage, I felt a little thrown back
even
a little
Desmond
bit.
Bain Desmond Bain, even amidst the team going 6 of 31, he was 2 of 4. So his individual percentage was fine.
Yeah.
But everybody else was awful.
We need him to go like 4 or 8.
Continues to be awful.
That 50% hit different when it's.
But he needs to get more of those shots up.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger problem is Anthony's saying that the teams are now selling out completely on Ja Morant not being able to shoot, which is accurate because Ja Morant cannot shoot, and he's having some extreme difficulties with the shot, and it's hard to maintain confidence in the shot when it's not falling to the degree that his shot is not falling, and it is very much not falling at the moment. 0 of 4 from 3 for Ja Morant, and 0 of 4 from 3, 0 of 2 against Phoenix, 0 of 5 against Detroit, 0 of 3 against Oklahoma City, 1 of 3 against New Orleans, 0 of 3 against Sacramento. He is shooting, so that would be, he has missed his last 14 three-pointers in the game situation. He is one of his last 20 from the three-point line.
Justice Winslow shooting better from 3 from that, man. Come on now.
Correct.
Come on, 12.
One of his last 20 over the last 6 games.
That's not good at all.
That is 5% from 3. Not 50. 5.
You know who sounds who sounds very vindicated when Ja's missing shots like that?
Who?
Your the person that Ja mistakes you for, Chris Harrington. Harrington talks about Ja's shooting with a lot more swag these days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a point. The shooting is something that we've all discussed with regard to that's sort of the X factor of will Ja Morant be like a super duper star, or will he just be a very good but ultimately flawed player? Like that really limits the impact that he can have, because if teams can just kind of lay off him and let him shoot himself into trouble, it's that's going to be a problem for him. Now again, a reminder, go back to LeBron and early in his days, he couldn't shoot. The Mavericks famously won the NBA title in that final series, just laying off LeBron and then letting him take a whole bunch of shots, and he couldn't make them. So it happens to everybody. It's just a matter of how are you going to respond to it. The bigger issue for Ja, well, I mean that's a big issue, but another big issue for Ja to me is he doesn't look engaged in the game. He doesn't look, he's got this. It's kind of the curse of being as good as he is. Mm-hmm. Like you look at some of the numbers, and he had 28, 7, and 8 against New Orleans. He had 29 against Detroit. He had 22 and 9 last night. I mean, the numbers are fine when you look at them, but the impact of the game, his involvement in the game, what he's actually doing.
If you're watching the game
there.
and not looking at the
score,
just isn't there. Not looking at the score sheet, you'll think that he didn't have a good game because you don't really see his impact. Yeah, you don't see his impact at all.
I mean, again, he's graded on a higher scale. He is a much, much better player than most everyone else in the NBA.
Well, Peter,
he's one of the best basketball players in the world.
We didn't talk about this yesterday. What would you rank John's performance on a scale of 1 to 10 yesterday?
Oh.
We didn't talk about this yesterday.
3.5, I'd say.
Would you tell him that if he asked you today?
Yes, I would.
It's crazy how you set the bar like, I say it was a 6.5. Don't go lower than 6.5.
I mean, that was a 6.5 when they won.
Said,
in the game
son, I give you a 5, son.
And they won. I mean, I want to hear what T. Morant. What's T. Morant's rating? Like a -15. You were terrible. Son. Trash. Garbage.
Overdraft.
I'm embarrassed to be your dad right now. I changed my name to T. Williamson because I don't want to.
That's my real son. Yeah.
That's my real son right now.
I got a letter in the mail. A DNA
test. So I mean I know he's not worried about hearing that kind of stuff. And that's just, I mean, like, I thought it was kind of goofy that he asked for his people rating him, and then he knew that everyone was going to be like, "Oh,
you're fine, Ja.
You're amazing, Ja. You're
my
I didn't think I was that.
In my book.
I didn't think I was that good. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like, okay, what about ask about this game? Like, what did you think about this game? Yeah, it wasn't great. He's on a different scale, man. And again, it's not meant to be like insulting or anything. It's just like he's really good.
Yeah,
like
he's incredible.
He's the gifted kid in the class. That's like right now he's turning in papers that are C quality, and like for him, he could easily pump out A papers. Right now he's not applying himself in the same way.
Here's the thing: not only is he the gifted kid in class, I'll take this back to when I was in elementary school, middle school, I was always one of the smarter kids in class. And I also was super competitive, and I also had a knack for like problem solving and like probabilities and all those type of things. So with that being said, I kind of was equipped for anything that was like done on a game show quiz type format. Like I was good at that type of stuff because I could find multiple choice tests, all that, anything probability or where if you give me an option, I can give you the answer more than likely, even if I know what I'm talking about or not. So whenever we would oftentimes in class we would play a game as a review of something. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless of what the subject was. And I would often be on teams where like everybody would be stressing about something. I'd tell them, hey, we good. You on my team, we're going to win. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of swagger and confidence I had when we would play geometry Jeopardy or whatever we were doing. You know what I mean? Whatever we were doing in school. Yeah. I could look everybody in the face and say, "Hey, you're on the winning team. You're on my team. We got this." And I could sit back and I could just spitball answers, and our team would dominate everybody. Like I rarely was on a losing team in anything that had to do with any type of game we played in school. And the point of this story I'm saying is that's who Ja has to be. The Grizzlies are only going to be as good as Ja Morant is. Like he comes in press conferences, he'll say, well, I just want to defer. I want to be a point guard. I want to, set up my teammates. As long as we win, I'm good. But he has to be sensational for us to be a good team. If not, we'll be a team who can get blown out by anybody. You know what I mean? We'll regard. His defense has been really bad this year. His jump shot hasn't been falling. But unless Ja's incredible, if Ja's incredible, those things don't matter because we're gonna win games. He can't just kind of be out there and because there was a play where Justice Winslow came down court. He was initiating the offense, and Ja was like deep in the corner, and Justice was like, "Dude, like here, you do it." Like, and Justice, he's fine handling the ball. He's fine creating offense. He's like, "Nah, go do some Ja stuff." And I don't know what's going on. Maybe what I think it is. Me and Zach talked about this before the show. Teams are guarding Ja like teams guard Zion. I like they guard Giannis. You know what I mean? Where they're pretty much making a wall. Where, okay, you're only going this far. We're not letting you get all the way to the basket. But Ja is 6'3", 100 and something pounds. You know what I mean? Like he's not 6'10" Giannis or 6'6", 300 pounds Zion. Like he doesn't have the physicality to score when teams are playing him the way that they're playing him. But he's just got to he's got to adjust, man. He's got to find other ways to score. And you can't just come in press conferences like whatever you're doing, whatever he's doing right now. He just got to own it, man. Just got to make adjustments, man. And I'm not going to say just work on your jump shot because that's hard to do in the middle of the season. But he's got to find ways. Taylor Jenkins has got to find ways. His teammates have got to find ways to make Ja be able to score the ball easy. I mean, it's flat out got to happen because he can't go 10 to 21. He can't take 21 shots and only score 22 points. He's got to be sensational for this Grizzlies team to be good, and right now it's not happening.
Well, and that the to kind of extend that analogy a little bit further, also it's.
Because I'm sure you were on those. I'm sure you were that guy as well in school, Peter. Like, hey, I got this. I got this.
Well, I could. I was.
It could be stuff I never even studied for. I wasn't even paying attention in class. Hey,
I was four-year starter on the knowledge bowl team. I mean, I was on the academic team at the University of Tennessee. All that stuff. I mean, that's my jam.
I got you, bro. Yeah.
But here's the truth.
I picked out of middle school. Sorry, my days. Yeah.
Well, because I can tell you though, that you at some point, no matter how good you are or how confident you are, you always meet someone or something that is up to your level.
Right.
Unless you are the greatest in the world, at some point you're going to meet somebody who's better than you or a team that's better than you. And how do you respond to that? When I was on the academic team, we faced at one point the University of Kentucky, and the University of Kentucky was just two older dudes who were I guess probably in their 30s who were grad school PhD guys.
So guys that probably end up being on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something.
I mean, they were like LeBron and KD. They answered everything. And they made me look like a little child. I answered one question, and I got so excited. I wore warm-up pants. I had Snap-on warm-up pants. This is a true story. I got so excited, I jumped up, and I said, yeah! And I snapped my pants off right in the middle of a competition. I was like, yeah! Let's get it! Because I answered one question right. It was that kind of a day for me. So I get it. At some point you get to, and how do you respond to that? And I didn't respond very well because I was like, forget this. I didn't want to work and push past it. You got to push past it, and I didn't want to push past it, and that's why I'm not on Jeopardy or academic, whatever.
And you can't get in front of media hollering out. Well, I don't really care about the All-Star game. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, no, you do. Of course you do. You're he's super competitive.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be in this position unless he was super competitive.
I don't care about getting Rookie of the Year. I don't care about Zion versus me. I don't care about me versus. Chris Paul.
I don't care about stats. Yes, I'm not stat chasing. Well,
it looks like a good game to me. Yeah, fourth quarter Ja.
Fourth quarters look a little. Fourth quarter Ja is different. It's not what it was last year. Fourth quarter Ja is different this year. Fourth quarter Ja is. I'm gonna get more aggressive now that the game is mostly over. He's got to be more aggressive early in the game. I get the idea that you want to get your teammates involved, but if your teammates are shooting 0 for 50 from the three-point line, somebody else got to do something. They're not. You want to get them involved? Cool. They don't want to be involved right now. Right. They're not interested.
And if the answer is, here's the thing. I hope people don't think I'm slamming Ja because I love Ja to death. But here's the thing.
No.
The answer to the Grizzlies' problem is Ja Morant has to be amazing. If Ja hasn't figured out how to be amazing, because teams have said, okay, Ja, we're going to make sure you're not amazing. If he hasn't figured out how to still be great, regardless of what the teams are doing, that's fine. But that's the correct answer. There is no correct answer of whatever he's been saying. That's not the answer. The answer is I'm not able to be amazing right now. that's the only correct answer to the whole Ja Morant, what's going on with the Grizzlies situation. Like, to me, like everything else doesn't matter. Playing Justice Winslow 25 minutes and he's out there doing whatever, that's a necessary evil at this point. But the Ja Morant situation is troubling to me.
Yeah, I got something else. I got some other numbers on that too that we'll come back to kind of some interesting numbers, just something to chew on. We'll discuss when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new, latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
When you think about Memphis-style hot wings, you better be thinking about Crumpy's Hot Wings, because they're made from the freshest ingredients and always deliver that mouth-watering taste that you expect from your hot wings. Now you can visit their new location at 420 South Germantown Parkway. You can also call them at 901-207-1273 and see for yourself why Crumpy's is simply the best. Ask for the Sports 6 Special, which is 20 pieces of whole wings, large fries, and 4 drinks at just $38 for your family or group gatherings. Crumpy's Hot Wings, simply the best.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? If you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at lawnsolutionsinc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
For another fight, things ain't right. I'm losing again. Takes a fool to lose twice. Start all over again. Think I better let it go. Like another love TKO.
Storm Tuesday.
Look at Zach on the wall.
Love it. Love it.
I've been
love it.
Been playing Draymond with Zach this morning. Draymond and KD. No, more like James Wiseman. Just been giving Zach some personal pep.
I can't be KD.
No, you James Wiseman, man. You ain't there yet. KD was like National Player of the Year in college.
You don't think I'm National Player of the Year?
He was already because KD was already an MVP by the time he got to Draymond, bro. It's crazy how Draymond really thought he needed to do all that with KD too. Like, dude, come on, man. you're talking to a former MVP like he's a bum. But yeah, had a real Draymond. You got another one coming at the next break. I gave you a break off, Zach. Like the last one, I don't know what it did to you, man. I gotta let you build yourself back up. Zach, my guy.
Like my ego got crushed or something.
Nah, I can tell what I was saying was real to you though, bro. I can tell you were listening. Zach was tuned in, man. We were locked eyes, man. Good talk, man. Zach, my guy.
That's beautiful. That's emotional.
You still owe me breakfast tomorrow too, Zach.
I'm touched.
How?
Because I said so. I'm bullying you at this point.
No,
Social,
you can't do that.
Workplace bullying. Go ahead, Peter. Good stuff we were talking about the Grizzlies.
There was good stuff, Anthony Sane. Thank you for bringing that up. It was indeed good stuff from the from me. Congratulations to me. Good stuff. All right, so we were talking about Ja Morant and his and the fact that he's being graded on a curve in his performances, and so one of the things I was looking at, I'm just curious from a breakdown standpoint, is where are these things coming from, and what are we learning about Ja in these games so far. And so now I was looking at the numbers and breaking them down a little more closely, because I had a theory, and you know me, Anthony, saying I'm data driven, baby.
Yeah,
I might have a theory. But
I'm matter driven. I'm out here in these streets, man. I got up and rode the bus out here. You ever rode the bus, Peter, in Memphis?
In Memphis, no.
No, talk to me then about these streets, man. If you ain't never rode the bus, man.
I just said I was data driven. I didn't say I was matter driven. You don't say matter driven.
I was at a bus one time and somebody threw a brick at that joint. Scared the crap out of me. I thought somebody shot at it.
Threw a brick at the bus from outside?
And it didn't
Why
break
did they
the
do
window.
that?
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't a brick. It was like a rocket. I don't know what it was. It was something that made
Do you have any idea why they did that, or they just felt
I
like
don't know, man. I don't know, because
just-
sometimes you're on the bus, but you don't know what happened before you got on the bus. Because maybe they got into it with the bus driver or something, and then when they got off, they threw a rocket at the joint. Because you don't know what happened before you got on.
You got to think so. I mean, surely, like, that's got to be a story.
It's probably one of those things, because
because
the bus don't let you make change, right? So they probably only had like $1 or something and blew 75 cents, so they were mad because they needed that little 75 cents. Well, maybe only had a 5 or something, So yeah, probably.
I agree. Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. So anyway, I'm doing, but the point being, I'm data driven.
I got you. Go ahead, bro.
So I wanted to see like what I could assess from the theory I had. The theory I had about Ja Morant was that he is fourth quarter Ja has turned into stat pad Ja, right?
You said it, not me, bro.
Well, I mean, I just that's the theory that he's out, that he's kind of looking to bolster the numbers when the game is not competitive, right?
When the game don't matter. When you're down 20.
So, well, I looked at those numbers, and it is very interesting. When the Grizzlies are down by more than 10 points in a game, Ja Morant is shooting 59% from the field, 37 of 63 from the field. When they're down by more than 10 points in the second half of a game, that number goes up to 67% from the field, 34 of 51. When the Grizzlies are between 5 points, either 5 points up or 5 points down, Ja Morant shooting 43% and 37% in second halves in those situations.
I don't even want you to tweet that out, bro. You're going to come there. You go. Team Ja coming for you, bro. You don't even need to talk about that on the radio. Somebody going to screenshot that joint. I'm
a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous just saying those words out loud,
man,
but that is
T and them coming for you, bro.
Yeah, well, T knows.
You're going to get all the Avengers. Sure. You're going to get T Morant. You're going to get what's my boy? What's my boy that the Grizzlies traded to Phoenix?
Javon Carter's mom is coming for me.
Jerry and Daddy, all them come for you, bro.
Yeah, Alexis, the Anthony's girl, Anthony's rep is coming for me. Ed Davis is going to come back and see me. I hadn't talked to Ed in a minute. He's going to be coming back to see me. I'm TA. Tony Allen's probably going to come.
Yeah, they coming.
They're going to Dr. Strange port on Peter.
Yeah, you're going to see on your left.
The multiverse is just in my house.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, like, what? You go see on the Zoom call behind me, like, all of a sudden, like, they start appearing behind me, like, you got to warn me. If you see them popping up behind me, just warn me.
To avoid all confusion, that was Peter Emerson's take. That was Peter Emerson pulled up those stats. There's allegedly accusing John Moran of stat padding. Those allegations are not mine. Those are courtesy of Peter Emerson. Woo!
The numbers are interesting, aren't they?
They some. Yee.
You.
Insert DeAndre Jordan GIF, or whatever you want to call it.
And it's not tough. But the other thing, it's not like John Moran hasn't like proven that he can be clutch. He's very clutch. Yeah. So I know it's possible. It's just this year, that's not him right now. Because there haven't been that many clutch situations because they've just been getting tatered lately. So we'll see. It is what it is, but it's an interesting. The numbers do back that up. I'll just say that numbers do back that up a little bit.
Man, it's tough there, man. Don't tweet them joints out though. So we know it's real. Tweet them out so we know it's real.
I'm still putting it together. So I think I may tweet it out, but I gotta do a little more math on it because I'm doing this during the break. I'm actually adding this up during the break. So.
He's been talking about if he open, he gonna shoot. I bet them 3-point attempts go down in the fourth quarter too. Down 10.
Not too many. There's only 7. He's 2 of 7 in those situations. So there you go. Hour number 2 on the way. Got a brand new guest I'm excited about. When we come back, we'll talk. We'll tell you about it. Talking a little fantasy and a few other things here from the Family Leisure Studios. So Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest and every new latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better. They've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Now with Taco Bell's app, you can build a box filled with your favorites for just $5. Personally, I go with the Chalupa.
What? You mean Crunch Wrap Supreme? Plus that beefy 5-layer burrito?
Perhaps you meant bean burrito, grilled with chips and nacho cheese sauce.
Nah, you got a vibe with cinnamon twists and a Baja Blast.
Eat like you with Taco Bell's $5 Build Your Own Cravings box, exclusively online or with the Taco Bell app. Must make selections from predetermined menu items at limited participating U.S. locations for a limited time online or in the Taco Bell app only. Contact store for prices and participation which vary. Drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, I started the first micro distillery in the state of Texas with my dog, Dog Joe, at my side. We're still working with dogs out at the distillery after all these years. Learn more about how dogs are a part of life here at Tito's Handmade Vodka at vodkafordogpeople.com. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from corn and naturally gluten-free. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's handmade vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
The President's Day event is in full swing at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike. And we're celebrating with 2020 Dodge Journey SE $19,990 or $249 a month. Or pump up your attitude with a 2021 Jeep Cherokee Latitude $21,740 or $277 a month. Or take your pick 2020 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Tradesman or 2021 Dodge Challenger XST $339 a month. It's your choice, Ram 1500 or Challenger. We Gossett at $339 a month. So drive past the rest and come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike or shop online GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Almost financed through Chrysler, all 3,500 cash down, 75 months at 4.19 APR. Journey LT 296,053, MSRP 26,860. Latitude MD 168,760, MSRP 27,805. 1500 LS 156,730, MSRP 35,185. Challenger MH 581,58, MSRP 31,160. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax on a license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 3/1/21. Dealer stock only.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join us every Saturday morning on Sports 56 WHBQ from 8 to 10 a.m. and 96.1 FM and the new FM 98.5. We'll be covering the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, college football, college basketball, college baseball. We'll look into recruiting. We'll have guests from around the country with the latest news, the most knowledgeable people out there, the coaches, the players, the people who play the games. Don't forget to join us on the sidelines. Sports 56, 96.1, and the new FM 98.5.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
So we're working a broken down vehicle on I-40 westbound at Danny Thomas Boulevard. Accident on Highway 51 at Fight Road. Accident on Airways Boulevard at Shelby Drive. Accident on New Getwell Road at Getwell Road. And then also down in Batesville, Mississippi, I-55 northbound between mile markers 211 and 222 will be closed this morning. So keep all that in mind. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go.
Blue-eyed baby. Quiet Storm.
Yeah, bro.
Hour number 2 is here.
Don't say my name. Don't say my name on the air.
Anthony Sane, and also
they coming for you.
Here.
I keep seeing the image of like of the Revengers coming together in a group chat and how they go plot up on you. Man. Who is it again? T. Morant. Miss CJ.
T. Morant, yes. Javon Carter's mom.
Alexis,
Tony Allen, Alexis, Ed Davis. The squad.
Oh, God. I can just see them all. It's Jaren's dad. He ain't really about it.
No, Jaren's dad. He's just a regular, former pro.
happened.
He's just kind of chilled out.
Right.
Although he and Josh Dad get along pretty well.
Yeah, they're good boys. There was something happened that I think me and Cam said on a podcast or something. Well, I reached out to him just so he would understand what we were saying, just to clear something up. He was like, "Oh man," because I know he listens to the show. He's like, "Yeah, man." He's like y'all do what y'all do what you guys do. He's like, y'all are good with me. I listen every week, So I was like, all right, bet.
We've talked about parents before. We've talked about this whole situation. The parents are,
Oh man, that was so funny.
When parents get involved, it's always a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
So hour number 2 is here, live from the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and Sane with you. You can hear that song, little Bobby Womack. You might hear Bobby Womack on.
It's not no Bobby Womack.
That was not Bobby Womack.
I mean, not Bobby. I'm sorry, not Bobby.
It's your guy, man.
Yeah, it's like, Bobby Caldwell.
All right, you sound like this is
I need to get some sleep. I need to get some sleep over here.
That was
that was
Meatloaf. I would do anything for love.
That was Kanye East over here.
But I won't do that by Meatloaf. No, that's actually
Belle Biv DeVoe in the house. Bobby Caldwell. Sorry, I got my Bobbies messed up. They look very similar. Both of those. You definitely get them confused. Hour number 2 is here, live from the Family Leisure Studios, and we got a lot to discuss. But Anthony saying exciting news, even though the Grizzlies lost last night, and even though there's some issues going on in the Titans with their draft pick.
Yeah.
The Tigers are back and the pause and all that stuff. All that's cool, but we got an exciting, we got a brand new guest.
Super excited, man. Super excited. Got someone who's coming on who I know from my days at SI. He did fantasy and gambling over there. Strange story, man. He's from New York, but he's a big Grizzlies fan. Really loves Ja Morant. He can talk to you about the Grizzlies as well as we can. This is Corey Parson joining us today. Corey, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what's good? What's good? How's everybody doing down there? Good morning to y'all fellas. And good morning to everybody down there. Good morning to everybody down there in the beautiful land in the world.
hey, you hit that. Hey, bro, you know what, Corey?
I know you're just right.
I know you're from New York, fam, and I hear it in your voice. But man, you got too much Memphis knowledge for me now, bro. You got something going on down here, man. Like I'm not buying it, bro. Like you're connected to Memphis and more than just, hey, that's a pretty good Grizzlies team. Let me check them out. Because you hit that perfect. Like you hit the most beautiful land in the world, like perfect, man. Like what's going on, man? How are you connected to Memphis, man?
I have no connections to Memphis, you know what I'm saying, to Memphis, Tennessee, but definitely, you know what I'm saying, always been a fan of the culture from what I've seen from abroad, you know what I'm saying, and definitely want to get a chance to get down there and check out the Grizz, you know what I'm saying. Listen, tough loss last night. You don't want to go out like that to a division rival, but really what you're seeing is there needs to be more points than 92 points scored because the Dallas Mavericks are terrible on defense. So that was performance last night. You didn't really want to see go down like that, especially with Memphis and playing good on the road this year. But to have that setback against the Mavericks was a little bit disappointing last night.
I know one reason why that you're a fan of Memphis is as far as the gambling is concerned. You said you've made a lot of money off of Memphis. What are some of the things that Memphis has done to pad your pocket, so to speak? What are some sure bets when it comes down to the Grizzlies?
Last year, prior to the bubble, let me get that out there. Prior to the bubble last year, Memphis was a team that was undervalued in the betting community. They were underdogs just about every night, and just knowing Ja Morant and how he plays and what his game is like. And how much of a dog he is, I knew that he was going to be able to, take this team to kind of new levels, get them in that playoff hunt. And when you're riding a team kind of at the bottom of a conference or predicted to be at the bottom of a conference, and that team starts hitting and winning, you can keep going back to them every night. So the Grizzlies last season were very profitable. This year, not so much as far as what I'm going, but what I have noticed is the best time to bet on the Grizzlies or when they are on the road as opposed to when they're on home court. But last night was a disappointing loss.
Well, the other thing that we were talking about this, Corey, the idea of how do you, like, when you're trying to figure out, like, betting basketball, when you have, like, home and road doesn't even really register the same way. You don't have fans in many of these arenas. If you do have fans, it's like 1,000 or 1,500 or something. The noise is being pumped in. The atmosphere is totally different. How does that factor into when you're trying to figure out what to do with these games?
And here's the thing, on a one-game basis, on a single-night basis, it really doesn't make a difference. Where you start to see the difference is when the team is on a long road trip. For example, I believe the Brooklyn Nets, maybe playing their 6th straight road game tonight, or they play something like this 5th straight road game the other night. Now, they're playing good basketball right now, but normally what you want to do, especially in betting on the NBA, is you want to fade teams when they're on these long road trips, teams that get to the 5th, 6th game of a road trip. That's a good time to go ahead and fade those teams and bet against them, because now you're getting to a spot where you've been away from your home for an extended period of time. You never know how many games you could have missed with COVID postponements and stuff like that. So one of the things I'm doing with these home road splits right now is I'm fading teams on long road trips.
So you're saying this like because they're more comfortable away from. They spend so much time on the road. You know, you can go on the road and run off 3-4 games in a row. That's fine. But when you get to be like a 5-6 game road trip, at this point, you know, the players just kind of want to get back to the comfort of their own home. Right. I got you. As far as you're from the New York area. So as far as the New York teams, what are some sure bets in regards to Brooklyn and the Knicks?
So I'll tell you, let's start with the Knicks tonight. They are home. They got the Golden State Warriors coming to town. You know, for Steph Curry, this is big because kind of the legend of Steph Curry was born in Madison Square Garden. And he dropped that 55 points that night in Madison Square Garden. His career kind of took off after that. But when you look at a situation with the New York Knicks, once again, kind of like the Memphis Grizzlies last year, a team towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference, but with a lot of optimism this year because obviously you have a change in culture. See, one thing about Thibodeau, he's going to change the culture of the basketball team. You're going to play defense. You're going to work hard. Now, at some point, the team will turn against him and run him out of town. That's the team's philosophy. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to get aggravated with him and run him out of town. So the Knicks are a very profitable team to bet on right now because they're always undervalued each and every night. Right now, you see them close to around 500. So that's what the Knicks are. And when you look at Brooklyn, I'll be honest with you, I am not a Brooklyn Nets supporter by any stretch of the imagination. But what you see is now that James Harden has kind of taken over that point guard role for this team, they're really starting to hit their stride right now. So I thought Brooklyn was a team that I was going to be fading the majority of the year because kind of like, you know, you got Rabbit Ears, Kevin Durant, you got Kyrie Irving who could take a month off at any time, you know what I'm saying? Then you get James Harden in there. But one thing I've noticed recently is with Harden running the offense, the team is really starting to click better. Now that's because Harden is running D'Antoni's offense in Brooklyn with guys like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So this is not Jeremy Lin running D'Antoni's offense. So now you have James Harden running the offense. You got D'Antoni Kerr on the sidelines. This Brooklyn Nets team could be trouble. Now tonight against Sacramento, I would fade them because Sacramento is a type of team that can present a problem for Brooklyn. Because Sacramento has De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield, and they can't guard the perimeter.
Halliburton as well.
Yeah, and let me not forget Halliburton. Halliburton is a bucket. So you got, you know, when you have those type of backcourt play, Brooklyn struggles against that. I would fade Brooklyn tonight. I think Sacramento could be an interesting money line bet tonight. But let me tell you something. De'Aaron Fox will put up buckets tonight.
I think that is an interesting thing to say because you remember Cleveland went off on them like that with their two, with their two guards.
I mean, any guard, Terry Rozier, you know what I'm saying, has had a monster game against them. We saw they had no answers for Trae Young, like you said, Colin Sexton. So you get guards that's willing to attack and go to the basket. Kyrie Irving doesn't really have an answer for that.
Well, the idea, trying to figure out how you build these teams. And then, like, you look on the other side, and like, you know, this is where the regular season could be frustrating, Corey, because you have, like, the Lakers who you know are really, really good, and you don't worry about the Lakers come playoff time, but right now they're struggling. I mean, they lose to the Wizards. They've lost 3 straight. You know, people are kind of wondering, is LeBron playing too many minutes? You know, what happens there? Do you kind of fade them at this point as they're getting close to the All-Star break and maybe everybody's a little bit tired?
That's exactly what it is. You got the Anthony Davis injury. You're getting close to the All-Star break. Remember, this is a team that played well into October this past year.
Right.
So that thing is starting to hit the wall a little bit. 3-game losing streak. Obviously, we know that the Lakers will get it turned around. The Anthony Davis thing is going to be something that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on because we don't really know how serious this injury is. I would not be shocked if we didn't see him until close to playoff time. But listen, DeMarcus Cousins was released today. So the Houston Rockets released Cousins today. That's going to be an interesting piece out there because somebody's going to pick him up and slot him in there. I think the Lakers will probably be involved. obviously Brooklyn to be involved. I can see the Toronto Raptors getting involved also. So you got a piece out there in Cousins. Maybe that's something that can go to the Lakers. But right now, I would lay off the Lakers because they, they're kind of hitting a little bit of a wall right now. But the Wizards, interestingly enough, I believe they're on a 5-game winning streak right now. And it's just, man, NBA seasons have ebbs and flows. You're going to have winning streaks. You're going to have losing streaks. You just got to be able to weather the storm. And, as far as bettors go, especially down there in Tennessee, a lot of new bettors, you just can't get locked in on these teams. So let me tell you something. An underdog wins in the NBA every night. You got to find out who that underdog is.
That's a good point. You talked earlier, Corey, about the Grizzlies. You said last year, before the bubble, they were sure money. And, you said that, they were underdogs a lot and they covered a lot. They upset teams a lot. What are some troubling trends you're seeing this year with the Grizzlies as opposed to last year?
The lack of the scoring. They're having trouble scoring the ball in spots. You're seeing that Ja kind of becomes the guy that the only guy that can get a shot. Mm-hmm. Then he's not too aggressive. He's not too aggressive at times. They have not been good at all at home. They played better away from home. It's always very interesting when you see a team that plays well away from home because obviously in the playoff time, that travels when you can go on the road and play well. That's good, but you want to be able to have that home court advantage. Now, that's one thing that's always been a staple of Memphis basketball is having that home court advantage, and the Memphis Grizzlies have not taken care of their home court so far this season. So that's one of the reasons why they have not been more profitable as they have been last year. So I think the Grizzlies, moving forward, probably until after All-Star break, are a good bet on the road. Also, in the Southeast Division, when they play their division rivals, it seems like those games are more defensive, so I would bet the under.
Well, and they've been an under machine lately because you have guys that can't make shots, so that definitely helps when it comes to the under. When they're shooting 18% from three over the last 3 or 4 games, you're probably not going to score a lot of points in those situations. Now, on the other side, at what point do we think Utah is going to slow down? Are they ever going to slow down? Last night, they just look kind of okay, going through the motions, down 3 at the half to Charlotte, and then they're like, okay, you know what, we're done with this, and they whip out something like a 28-5 run or something, and just end up killing the Hornets. Are they just an instant bet at this point, the way they're playing?
Yeah, you got to bet them until they lose at this point. That's the way I'm handling the situation with the Utah Jazz. You just ride with them until they lose. Listen, that loss is going to be coming at some point. Unfortunately, if you get into it now, you caught the back end of it, but you kind of want to ride the wave. What I like about the Utah Jazz is, though, when people talk about the Lakers, they talk about LeBron James, they talk about Anthony Davis, you talk about the Clippers, you go to Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, the Nets with their big three. When you talk about the Utah Jazz, you talk about the team. The Utah Jazz are a team. Those other teams may be a collection of individuals, but the Utah Jazz are really a team. And when you see a team playing team basketball, kind of like the Warriors were doing in their heyday, it's very fun to watch. They play excellent on defense. And you see what situation with Donovan Mitchell is their lead scorer, but now, and Rudy Gobert, what he's done is defensively in the paint for them. But do not sleep on Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson has been amazing for this Utah Jazz team. He's going to be the 6th man of the year this year.
Yeah, he's really been on point this year. That's a bold statement for you to make. I wouldn't be shocked though because he's had a crazy season. Jordan Clarkson is really finding his way in Utah after being in the league for a while. Corey, another thing that speaking of award winning, last year you were a big advocate for Ja Morant to win Rookie of the Year. You've really been a big fan of Ja, a big supporter. As far as the Rookie of the Year race this year, who was your preseason favorite to win it, and who do you think ends up winning the Rookie of the Year race?
It's interesting. My preseason favorite was a young man in Chicago, Project Pat Williams, right?
Okay.
I like dudes from Florida State coming to the NBA. They normally prepared well, and I knew that he was going to get minutes, and he is getting minutes. But that Bulls team's been kind of up and down. Wiseman started off strong. Now he's injured. It's tough. LaMelo Ball. See, here's the thing with LaMelo, right? He's going to have nights where you're like, this guy, man, he can't shoot this, that, and the third. But he's a highlight package. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these voters, they may watch 2 or 3 games a year.
Exactly.
They're on social media. They see a ton of LaMelo Ball highlights. So LaMelo Ball is the favorite right now. And you know what? Right now, LaMelo Ball should be the favorite. But the young man you mentioned earlier, Tyrese Halliburton, let me tell you something. He is a stone-cold assassin. That kid has ice water in his veins. To me, he's been the most impressive rookie so far this season, but you cannot turn a blind eye to what LaMelo Ball is doing. he's going to win the award because of his style of play. But Tyrese Halliburton, he's a very good young player. If I'm the Kings, I'd get rid of Buddy Hield. You can send that 3 for 13 from 3 someplace else.
I'm glad you said that. What do you
I think they're trying
to.
I don't know.
What do you think is going on with Buddy Hield, man? Like, I think he's like, I hate throwing the word tanking around, but I think he's tanking the season. Like, I think he flat out doesn't want to be there. Like, there's no way Buddy Hield went from being an elite shooter to being this bad of a shooter. Like, no way.
He just shoots way too much. He has a green light, and he shoots way too much. He can literally – I've watched Sacramento Kings games, out here on the East Coast. You get the late night start, and you're trying to chase your man, lost a couple bets.
Right.
You can always go to the Kings. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the under, the over going to come in. You already the over going to come in because they don't play no defense. But this guy Hield, I don't know. What's your man name? The coach? I can't think of the coach name. It's skipping my mind right now. Oh boy, the Kings coach.
Luke Walton.
Luke. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah, Luke Walton. I mean, Luke Walton has given him the green light, and he just fires and fires and fires and fires. And misses and misses and misses and misses. He literally shoots them out of games. But when you see in the fourth quarter, when the game is close, he sits, and Halliburton is taking those shots. And let me tell you something. Halliburton in the fourth quarter, that's very dangerous. He's made for big moments.
I mean, he's shooting 50. He's like shooting like 50% from three. The guy's just he's fantastic. I will say too, the other thing, and I know we got to run, but man, I'm tempted to give the award to Anthony Edwards just for what he did to poor Yuta Watanabe. I love Yuta's one of the nicest dudes. We covered him here in Memphis, and one of the nicest guys in the world. And he stepped in the wrong spot at the wrong time and got murdered on the court live. Well, that was one of the nastiest in-game dunks I've ever seen. That was a throwback to Sean Kemp killing Alton Lister or Scottie Pippen on Patrick Ewing. I mean, that was nasty.
Yeah, no, the Pippen, as a New York Knicks fan, the Pippen on Ewing one, you didn't have to bring that up. But, the night
I apologize. That's disrespectful. I apologize.
The night before the Watanabe, he laid one down the night before the Watanabe. What I notice is when he gets going downhill, he is very violent. Nobody can get in his way.
Because he's a big dude. He's like 230. Yeah. He's like 230. This dude's strong.
The guy should be like a safety in the NFL, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And he's coming down at full speed. And when he got up in the air, I was like, oh, this is going to be funky. And sure enough, it was. That moment trended on Twitter for 14 hours. So if it's not
crazy.
Rookie of the Year stuff, it is definitely a contender for the play of the year.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, Corey, we know we can't. You've got some big changes in your life that we're gonna wait till next time we talk to you to talk about. But I'll just give you congratulations on those. But we really appreciate
you. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. And then we can go ahead and break that news next week, my man.
Yeah, that'll work. We'll have to get you back on soon so we can talk about those new things. You got to talk about the Top Shot stuff with you as well, man. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. That market is kind of tanking this morning, but it'll be back. This is a good time to go in there and get started, y'all.
Yeah, I hear you.
I appreciate it, man. Good talking to you. Thanks so much, Corey.
Take care, fellas.
All right. Appreciate that.
My guy Corey Parson, he worked with me at Sports Illustrated. He's got another business endeavor. He's moved on from SI, but things aren't out there. So yeah, we didn't really talk about that, but yeah, he knows his stuff, man, and he knows the Memphis market. So
I look forward to hearing more about that. I enjoy talking to him. So we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the Tigers, who are paused at the moment, or at least were, and now the pause is lifted. They've been freed from the pause. They're ready to get out there and practice and play, and maybe even play a game tomorrow.
And we got to win this tournament, man. This time. Let's go.
You just got to play some games. Just got to play some games. No, they're still okay. I mean, they're okay, but it's just man, this pause has been a real buzzkill. We'll talk about it when we come back. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Do you know who I am?
Who are you? I'm Superfly TNT.
Johnny Radio.
Where do you want to be 1 to 3? Right here with me. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM, Monday through Friday. This is Sports 56 Happy Hour, your good buddy Johnny Radio.
The winter collection sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Your one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis. This great winter collection sales event has super special financing offers featuring the flagship LS500 and Lexus named the #1 certified pre-owned program in the industry for the 4th straight year by U.S. News and World Report. The winter collection sale now until March at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why...
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together...
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
This is a job alert. If you're looking for work, this will interest you, whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or even something temporary if you've been recently furloughed. Text 107-JOB to 49330. That's 107-JOB to 49330. Office work available now in a clean office environment with all COVID precautions taken. Text 107-JOB to 49330 and someone will be in touch about these job opportunities available now. Text 107-JOB to 49330.
All 75 months at 3.04%. Mirage MH00 2682, MSRP 16865, G4 MHF 01572, MSRP 18360, Outlander Sport MU00 4915, MSRP 24740. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Ready, set, start your new year with a new ride from Gossett Mitsubishi on Covington Pike. Get the hatchback hero in 2021 Mirage, $12,342 or $129 a month. 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, 41 mpg highway, $13,997 or $149 a month. And jumpstart your journey in 2021 Outlander Sport, $17,938 or $199 a month. And these are not leases. You own your new ride. Plus, you get Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Sports 56 traffic.
Oh boy, we got a lot of accidents on the roadways this morning. First one, we got a crash on Walnut Grove at Farm Road. We're dealing with a hit and run on I-40 east of Chelsea Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked. Accident on Airways Boulevard at Shelby Drive. Accident on Highway 51 at Fight Road. We have a broken down 18-wheeler on I-40 westbound at Danny Thomas Boulevard. Accident on Kimbrough Road at Poplar Avenue. And then an accident on New Getwell Road at Getwell Road. And then one more accident here. Actually, it's more of a delay on the I-55 bridge coming from Arkansas into the city of Memphis. We're dealing with that as well. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
With all my heart, I love you, baby. Stay with me.
Quiet Storm.
We'll see.
Anita Baker. Welcome back. Did our guy Alex win anything?
I don't know. I ain't seen. If he had won, he would have posted it.
I think he would. Yeah, I think he would have let us know. But the folks at FanDuel Sportsbook, a reminder: our guy Alex has been the poster boy of this. He's won twice now on the.
Need to cut a commercial.
I know. I need to get him to do a full on spot because he's been winning. He's won the better part of $4,000 in the last 2 weeks.
I've turned $20 into $2,000 with FanDuel.
I mean, he's done it multiple times now. With that same game parlay, that's what's we talked about how great that is, how simple it can be, and how you can make he made like a $10 parlay bet, 3 parts, I think 3 or 4 parts, the same game parlay, and turned it into like $1,500, $2,000, and did the same thing again. It's what happens. So you know what, you take a big swing at it. If it doesn't work, no big deal. If it hits huge, and you can do it every single day on FanDuel. Not only that, FanDuel Sportsbook has odds literally on every single. As I scroll through my app now, and people can see I've got the app right there. So you can, as you scroll through, you can get. You want college hoops? They got college hoops. You want NHL? They got NHL. You want to go to tennis around the world? They got tennis around the world. You want to do golf? They got golf. I mean, right now, if you want to bet on the Henry Laaksonen and Roberto Quiroz ATP Challenger match that's going on, you can do that right now.
Why not?
Why would you want to? I don't know. But if you do, they have that option for you. Live betting in the middle of each one of these tennis matches. There's like 20 tennis matches going on somewhere in the world, and you can bet on all of them with FanDuel Sportsbook. It is so simple to do, simple to get started. Just download the app on iOS or Android, and when you sign up, use promo code BIGHEAD. A reminder that if you are a new user, you sign up with that promo code BIGHEAD. That's for me, of course, BIGHEAD. Then your first bet is totally and completely risk-free up to $1,000. That means if you win, hey, you keep the money, great. If you lose, you get all that money back up to $1,000 in site credit. So there really is no risk involved. Take a swing at it, and you'll get another shot, even if it doesn't work out the first time. Check out FanDuel Sportsbook for more. Go to sportsbook.fanduel.com for more information. Terms do apply. Must be 21 or older and present in the state of Tennessee. For gambling problems, call 1-800-889-9789, and the site credit is non-withdrawable and must be used within 7 days. Check out FanDuel Sportsbook. You'll love it. They're terrific folks at FanDuel Sportsbook. The Tigers are back, baby.
For sure. Couldn't get Coach JJ on today, but they're back.
Coach JJ coming on tomorrow. Tomorrow, I believe. We'll have Jermaine Johnson, assistant coach for the University of Memphis, on to talk a little bit about their time away.
You know why he couldn't come on?
Because
they're practicing this morning, man. He ain't got time to be playing around with us. They back in the swing of things, man. That's all.
He should be on during.
So you know what? I think
he should be on during practice, though. I want him on during practice.
Yeah,
just
that'd be good.
Hang on, guys, 1 second. Come on! What are you doing?
DJ.
Sorry, anyway,
He's like, well, see?
Boogie! Come on! Who else we got with a cool nickname? Malco! Come on, man! Big Malco!
You should have set a pick here, and he got to come around the screen there. Like, yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry,
guys. Anyway, as I was
saying.
Yeah. We're getting fidgetal.
What's the kid who just got here? Yeah, come on, man, get fidgetal. What's the new kid's name? What's the new
Jordan
kid?
Nesbitt.
Yeah.
Nesbitt.
Fake Jimmy Butler, what are you doing? Snake Will Barton, what are you doing out there? Come on, man.
Sam Adebayo, why are you here? You ain't part of the team yet.
Dunkin' Donuts Robinson, what are you doing?
Is Connor Glennon okay? Let me check on Connor Glennon. Is he doing all right in the midst of all this? I feel like we need to double check on
I'm concerned about it. Yeah.
So the Tigers back in action, assuming there's no issues or anything that crops up last minute. Tigers in action against Tulane. Coming up tomorrow, and it's nice to get them back. First of all, but as Penny talked about yesterday, with the press availability, I mean, this is a Memphis team that has improved a lot over the course of the season. Things have definitely trended in the right direction. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. The only loss coming to SMU, and they They beat them as well, and that was that back-to-back situation with them. So things are trending up for the Tigers in a lot of the evaluations and all that stuff. Problem is, you needed to get that Houston game is you've missed it. You've got Houston, Wichita State, Cincinnati, Temple games, all that have been postponed and or canceled, depending on how it goes. In those two games, that extra game against Houston, now there's still one on the schedule, the last regular season game, Sunday, March the 7th. But before then, you'd love to get that extra Houston game in because they are clearly the best team in the conference by a mile, one of the best teams in the country. Getting a win against them would be huge for your resume. And then Wichita State, it would be a quality win. The other games, not really, much to Temple, Cincinnati, or whatever. But the Houston and the Wichita State game, vital that the Tigers try to get those back. And Penny talked about it. He doesn't know if it's going to happen or not, but really wants them to try. And I would agree. They need those.
I got two questions for you as far as the rescheduling is concerned.
Okay.
If you're number one is this, if you're Houston, did you give a crap about Memphis trying to get games in? Like, do you show any extra effort to cooperate with Memphis at all?
I mean, you
or anyone, because Memphis is a team, like, talent-wise, in my opinion, if they cut it on, they can cut it on. You know what I mean? So if you're any of these teams, do you do anything to try to help this sleeping giant, so to speak, that the Tigers could possibly be?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure that it's. I mean, to me, this isn't like scheduling college football where you're, like, oh, I gotta, we're setting up a game for 5 years away, and we got to make sure we have the right opponent. Like, these are games that are scheduled. These are conference games that are scheduled. I think if you can get them in, you should get them in. Like, that's the. Obviously, with the pandemic, that's hard to do, and you have scheduling issues and other stuff.
They're running out of time. They only got
They're running out of time. Yeah. It's not. I mean, there's lots of challenges. I'm not saying they can, but I'm saying it shouldn't come down to whether Houston cares or not. These are conference games that are scheduled, so play them. It doesn't matter whether you care or not. I mean, there's lots of. I'm sure Houston doesn't care about playing half the teams on their schedule, but they're on the schedule, and you got to play the games. And for the Tigers, they need them, and I mean, Houston. It's just part of the gig. Like, if they're going to be as good as they say that they're going to be, then okay, like you wouldn't have a problem playing Memphis. So I don't think it's fair to put Houston into a situation where they're playing back to backs and playing some brutal schedule to get all these games in. But if they can be reasonably gotten in, yeah, absolutely. I mean. That's part of the gig. Like every team that signed up for this year knew that it was going to be weird, that there were going to be some weird situations, that there's going to be some, in all likelihood, going to be some pauses, and certainly the Tigers have had plenty of pauses. That there would be some cancellations and some reschedulings, and you knew that going in. So nothing has changed. And I hope they get it in. Selfishly, I want to see a good game, and I want to see the Tigers have a chance to pad their resume. But also because it's what you do. You're trying to play the schedule. You got to play the schedule. That's what it is.
If you're AAC commissioner, I hate the name of our conference as well. It's supposed to be the Metro. I want to call it the Metro every time I think about it. But if you're Mike Aresco, can you and do you intervene for the best interest of the conference? Like to say, look. Do you put some type of pressure on the Houstons of the world? Because you don't want Houston to be the only team going to the tournament out of your conference. You want to try to get as many teams as possible, and that means getting Wichita and Memphis as many good games in as you can. So, can he intervene at all, and do you think he should if he could? Because it seems like Houston's like, hey, you bums, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we're good. Like, it seems like Houston, that's kind of their stance. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, but we ain't trying to play none of you bums. So.
I mean, like I said, I think it should be if as long as it's reasonably possible, then they should do it. Yeah. It's just that the definition of what is reasonable is going to change.
Right.
Kelvin Sampson's like, is it reasonable for my guys to play, 2 games in a week? I don't know. I think that's pretty reasonable. But maybe he says, I don't think that's reasonable. We're tired. I don't know. There could be some shenanigans. I'm not saying they won't try to. I don't think Houston's ducking Memphis or anything like that, or any of these other teams.
Right.
I don't think they care that much. But if you got guys that are hurt and you're trying to get guys healthy, and you want to rest guys or something, for I could see maybe trying to kind of slide out of it a little bit. But that's where Mike Aresco. That's where the conference has to observe the proper protocols of if these games can reasonably be played, they're going to be played. And from the conference's standpoint, right now, basically you're looking at Houston as obviously, very much a tournament team, but then everybody else is kind of are what they are. Memphis could be in that mix. And so, you want to see Memphis get up there. You want to see SMU, Wichita State. These are teams that are, kind of theoretically bubblicious. You want to see them get that opportunity. So from the conference's standpoint, if they want more than a 1 or possibly 2 bid league, then you gotta try your best to squeeze these games in and give these other teams a chance, like your Memphis, because right now Memphis is 47 in KenPom. SMU's 53, Wichita's 72. They're kind of out of the mix. So Memphis is your best bet outside of Houston. So you want to try to do. I'm sure they will try to encourage them to give Memphis a shot to jump up there.
What about Penny's comments that he tried to? I called cap on this. But Penny said that he tried to get matchups with Georgia Tech and Louisville. We were right there. I think that's cap. I don't think.
Yeah. I think it's really hard to juggle in the middle of all this stuff. I think maybe he thought they were closer. Maybe the other schools did. It's probably hard to say. But SMU, Memphis, Wichita State are all in the net right now, 59, 61. Memphis is 61 in the net. Mm-hmm. That's not really good enough. We've talked to our friend John Gassaway, and basically anything below 50 is kind of a no-fly zone. So you need to pop that up to the 40s to really start to think about a legitimate at-large possibility. Right. And if you win against Houston, that definitely goes up. If you win against Wichita, that definitely goes up. So. I think it's really incumbent upon the conference to make sure that they prioritize those games over some other games. And the Cincinnati game. If you only have room, if the conference only has time, or if you only have a spot in your schedule for 1 or 2 of the games as opposed to all 4, you have to prioritize Houston and Wichita State. And those schools just have to deal with it. That's. You got to get those games in, and the conference needs to encourage that if they want to try to have more than one representative in the tournament this year.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I know that we're up against the break. I got some exclusive audio of Coach Kelvin Sampson when asked about Memphis, the possibility of rescheduling that game. I got to run it through. Yeah, I got to listen to it because people just kind of sing you stuff, just can't play it on the air. So I want to filter that. Through Zach, and hopefully we'll have that when we come back from the break. It's exclusive audio. Kelvin Sampson sharing his thoughts about rescheduling the game with Memphis.
Okay, why don't you take us to break then?
All right. Well, yeah. Well, we'll be back, and I don't really know what to say.
All right.
Well,
seems like I should know this, huh?
Real sports talk.
I got it. Real sports talk.
You got this.
56.
Yeah.
98.5 FM. We'll be back in two shakes of a lamb's
tail.
And 2
what
and 2.
About 96.1. Don't forget about 96.1.
2 and 2.
Don't forget about 96.1.
Shakes of a lamb's tail. Yep.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkheim for Sunrise Chevy. You know Sunrise has the best selection, price, and has financing for everyone. But did you know you can bring your vehicle to Sunrise's award-winning, state-of-the-art certified service department no matter where you bought it? Maintenance, engine, transmission, brakes, or tires, bring it to Sunrise. Need body work? Tell your insurance agent you want to bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models from minor body to major collision. We've got you covered at Sunrise. Sales, service, body shop, and parts all under one roof. Schedule an appointment at sunrisememphis.com. 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Find new roads.
Taqueria Express number 6 is now open at 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has locations all over Memphis, serving the best and most authentic Mexican food. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead at 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Plus, online delivery options through Uber Eats is coming soon. Stop into Taqueria Express number 6 at 6290 Winchester Road and find out how you could win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express number 6 is now open.
Is your bank standing in the way of you and your sportsbook? Try Action 24/7. We're cutting out the middleman. Deposit or withdrawal in cash. No more bank delays or failures. Action 24/7 has more than 100 partners in Tennessee for cash deposits and withdrawals. Visit action247.com for a location. Cash deposits and withdrawals from your Tennessee sportsbook. Action247.com. You got action.
Must be 21 or older and in Tennessee. For problem gambling support, call 800-889-9789.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
The President's Day event is in full swing at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike. And we're celebrating with 2020 Dodge Journey SE $19,990 or $249 a month. Or pump up your attitude with a 2021 Jeep Cherokee Latitude $21,740 or $277 a month. Or take your pick 2020 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Tradesman or 2021 Dodge Challenger XST $339 a month. It's your choice, Ram 1500 or Challenger. We Gossett at $339 a month. So drive past the rest and come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike or shop online GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Almost financed through Chrysler, all 3,500 cash down, 75 months at 4.19 APR. Journey LT 296,053, MSRP 26,860. Latitude MD 168,760, MSRP 27,805. 1500 LS 156,730, MSRP 35,185. Challenger MH 581,58, MSRP 31,160. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 3/1/21. Dealer stock only.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
We both know that we should not be together. Cause if we found out, it could mess up both our happy home. I hate to think about us all leading up together.
Quiet storm, y'all. You got that exclusive audio from Kelvin Sampson?
It's kind of strange to understand, man, because like the question was, what did he think about, possibly playing the game against Memphis? And he starts playing music, and I mean, it's clearly the winter time. He starts talking about the wrong time. I don't know what this play is, Zach. It's weird audio, man.
Hey, hold it down now. Hold it down.
All right. Oh, listen to the boos.
Hey, I said hold it down.
I don't get it.
They don't like him, Jeff.
What I'd like to have right now
It's so strange.
is for all you fat, out of shape, SummerSlam sweat hogs.
Why is he talking about the summertime? I don't get it, man. It's weird.
You like that?
He's talking to you, Shamani.
Keep the noise down while I take my robe off
That's what they
show
rope
the
off.
ladies
Yeah, it's strange, man.
what a real sexy man looks like.
I don't get it. Penny Hardaway's a pretty good-looking guy. I don't understand what he's doing, man. What is he talking about? Like, why is he crapping on Memphis like this, man? It's like,
Why is he wearing those tights with Penny Hardaway on there, the airbrushed on him? I don't understand that either. That doesn't make any sense to me.
come on, man. That's a lot out of bounds, man. Like, why
I
you
agree.
This man said Penny Hardaway airbrush across the front of his tights. Yeah, man, Kelvin Sampson's got to get over himself, man. Come on, man.
I know. That's too much. I agree. That's too much. Come on.
If you don't want to play the game, just don't play the game. If you think you're
Yeah,
better
just
than
don't. You don't have to come with that kind
come on,
of
man.
trash
Sweat
talk.
hogs,
Come on.
come on, man.
I mean, this is SummerSlam. What does that even mean? We're not even playing in the summer, right?
It's like we just got to have the coldest winter in history. These stuff
And who are those other two guys talking about?
Yeah.
What were they even talking about?
Like, what is he got an entourage? What are we doing, man? I mean, you're the king of a small country, the AAC, man. Come on,
That's
Kelvin
exactly
Sampson.
right.
Don't be that guy, man. Just
I
play
got a
the game.
question. I got a question for you. Have you ever? This is for you and Zach and our texters as well. 67129. Have you ever sat in a room alone without any TV, phone, any stimulation of any sort for 15 minutes? Have you ever sat in a room by yourself and not done anything? Not slept, not just meditated or thought, just be quiet with your thoughts for 15 minutes.
You saying without meditating?
No, I mean you could whatever you need to do with your thoughts if you want to meditate. That's
Oh yeah,
fine,
I've done
but
that.
I mean,
Yeah, because I
Without-
take time to reflect like that, or meditate or whatever I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I turn off my lights in my room and just kind of just.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the prelude to a nap, right?
Could be.
I got you.
Could be.
I'm not saying you're not sleeping.
No.
And you're not like looking at your phone or anything. You're not reading. You're just alone with your thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah, just thinking out loud.
I got
It's
you.
interesting. There's a study. I asked because there's a study that was done in the University of Virginia where they took students and they put them in a room, college students, alone in a room for 15 minutes without phones or anything to deal with. Nothing to play, nothing to do. And they gave them the opportunity to push a button, and that button was connected to something that would shock them, and it would give them a painful shock.
Okay.
Now, do you think sitting 15 minutes alone in a room, would you choose to shock yourself just to have something to do, just to be like, you know what, I'm sitting here bored, I don't have anything else going on. This is going to be painful, but let me just see what it's like. I don't know. I'll hurt myself just for something to do.
No.
I have an assumption to make about those that got shocked, but I'll leave it to myself.
Well, it's broken up into men versus women. I'll put it that way. So I don't know about any other breakdowns.
I had a different division, but
I know you did. And that's why I'm telling you it's breaking down men versus women. So that's.
Let's go ahead and shock myself.
That's so. What do you think? Do you think men or women were more likely to shock themselves?
Oh, the dudes for sure. Guys, 100%.
Almost 70% of guys shocked themselves over the 15-minute period.
Just want to see if they can
and,
like a man, like a real man.
25% of women and 70% of men shocked themselves just because they did it right there.
Now give me a bucket to soak my feet in. Come on.
I'm gonna stab myself with this knife just for something to do. I'm so bored.
Just for kicks and giggles.
I'm gonna push this button just to feel shocked, just to feel something in this world. Men are stupid. We're stupid.
You remember the Green Mile, where the guy says,
yeah.
"Shocking experts."
Man, I'm telling you, men we are idiots. We are idiots.
Just shocking yourself for no reason.
It's just for no reason. Like you think you would like at some point you just be like, I'm just gonna push this button. It says it's gonna shock me, but is it really really gonna shock me? Like it's not really gonna hurt. Oh man, it hurts. Oh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh man, that just shows. Like the conversation I had with that lady who said that if you took one dose of the vaccine, you're good now because the snow just froze this COVID up out of here.
Well, I'm curious what you would do out there, the texter 67129. I know that we have we have a lot of, obviously I think our listenership is more men than women, but we have a fair few ladies that are out there listening. And shout out to our ladies.
It's my right. If I want to get shocked, that's my right to get shocked.
Go right ahead.
I won't be muzzled by you zombies, sheep.
I'm not going to take the COVID vaccine, but I will shock myself with electricity.
I have the right to shock this COVID to change my frequencies to make me. Oh man!
Hey man, go right ahead, man. If you want to end
people are also since we're on the other kind of weird stories front. There's one other story that I thought was interesting. The shout out to the people in Cincinnati. Who I didn't know there was a port in Cincinnati. I thought Cincinnati, to me, I've been to Cincinnati. I don't recall there's a river,
port?
I guess. So
they're
a port. I don't think when I think of a port, I think of ocean, coastal kind of thing.
Okay.
Like a Gulf. I don't really think of it by the
Portal,
river, but I
Portal.
guess we have Memphis has ports, I suppose. So anyway,
Memphis has Pirtles.
Pirtle. Transfer Pirtle. Customs agents in Cincinnati over the weekend seized 44 pounds of cornflakes.
Okay.
They were marked cornflakes, and they were frosted, but not with sugar.
Oh, with that powder. Okay.
They were frosted with a special kind of sugar that narcotic detector dog Biko said, "Hey, these don't smell like my regular old cornflakes. This smells a little intriguing." And sure enough, they opened up the cereal, and those frosted flakes were dusted with some of the Peruvian booger sugar, as we like to say.
Right.
Oh boy!
It was unusual. $2.5 million worth of cocaine in the cereal. So if you see a box of frosted flakes and it maybe doesn't sparkle
careful,
quite
man.
normal way, just get
you might want to boil your frosted flakes before you boil all that good
Or
cocaine out of
it. Or like take a chip. I don't know, like what you dip it in water and it's supposed to turn purple or something like that.
It was angel cornflakes. Like it was this box is really weird. It was like angel corn. Yeah, it looked very much like a store brand.
Had Phony the Tiger on there. Not Tony the Tiger. I guess.
That's why you always go with those name brand situations. But good job, Biko the dog. Sniffing out that cocaine.
Sony the Bear
was
on there. Sony the Bear.
Oh man, come on! Shoney the Bear was that was one of my childhood favorite. I colored Shoney the Bear many times.
It's bad that Sony's big boy got replaced by an animal. Like humans, us good humans, we can't have nothing.
Well, because I think the big boy, Bob's Big Boy. I think there were some copyright situations
there
that they ended up in the mix. Shoney's.
Yeah, Shoney
that
Bear,
breakfast
man.
buffet. That breakfast buffet was something else.
Oh, I'm gonna one up you. The birthday club, man. I thought I was rich.
On
my birthday man. Popcorn shrimp, please, man. Thank you so much. With a pink lemonade as well. Thank you. I have a 50-cent tip waiting for you. I've been saving since last year. Thank you, man.
Woo! Look at you, big time. That's nice for a kid, though. When we come back, hour number 3, we'll get back into the Grizzlies game from last night. We'll talk about the weird story of Isaiah Wilson, the first-round pick from the Tennessee Titans, who might be done with the Titans or with football altogether. Unclear. We'll discuss that and more. And I may get back into these John Morant stats, although I'm slightly nervous.
Hey, that's on you, man. Hey, I try to be careful with dudes that can touch me in the city. That might see me out. I'll be out. So,
Real Sports Stars, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
It may be cold outside, but your deals keep getting hotter and hotter, Jeff. Hey, let's conquer the cold and gear up for winter with the Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah President's Day sales event.
We got you covered, Randy. Let's talk. 2021 Kia Forte, $133 a month lease. 2021 Kia Soul, redesigned inside and out, $149 a month lease. And a 2021 Kia K5, $182 a month lease. All just 36 months, $3149 due at signing.
That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. Plus, every Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month leases, $3149 due at signing, 0 security deposit, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, ME3 19038, MSRP $20,625, Soul M7755 638, MSRP $20,660, K5 MG 005560, MSRP $25,725, include all manufacturer rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax filing license, with approved credit, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 3/1/21, dealer stock only.
My stomach.
Don't worry, I've got you covered.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol Chews.
Pepto-Bismol's in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Ooh, let me try it.
Try Pepto-Bismol Chews for fast relief.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Need to sell your home? You're in luck because I buy houses. All you have to do is call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pin, 901-406-1101, or just save it in your phone. Bill at I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses buys houses in any area, in any condition, at any time, as simple as that. I Buy Houses is guaranteed to close in 5 days. So if you need your cash fast, just call Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Has your house been on the market? Were you just tired of renters? Or is it just time to start over? Well, avoid repairing, cleaning, painting, and prepping your house. Just pick up the phone and call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses. If you're in Southwind, South Memphis, North Mississippi, North Memphis, Collierville, if you can hear this, just call my friend, Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We're working huge delays on the I-55 bridge between Bridgeport exit and the I-55 bridge as well. This is coming in from West Memphis, Arkansas into the city of Memphis. So use I-40 as an alternate. Also, we still dealing with the accident on Kimbrough Road at Poplar Avenue. We also have delays out over Mitchell Lane, westbound at Mitchell Road due to a water burst in that area. And also an injury crash on Walnut Grove, westbound at Farm Road. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
You must have known that I had feelings deep enough to swim in. That's when you opened up your heart and you told me to come in. Oh, my love.
Oh!
1,000 kisses from you is never too much. I just don't wanna stop. Oh, my love.
And the beat goes on. See, I could mix that in there. Oh,
You was on time with that one.
Yeah. Thank you. About time. I never know what the sync is, so I'm always on time to me. But that's exactly right. Never too much. That's your guy right there.
Yeah,
that's your guy right there.
Oh yeah, that's Zach's man.
Lufa. Welcome back. Hour number 3 is here on A Quiet Storm Tuesday. Here in the Family Leisure Studios as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1. You might hear a little Lufa on 107.5 or even Hot 107.1. You certainly hear him sampled in some of the hip-hop hits from the youngsters out there. Perhaps a little Uzi Vert or Gunner or The Baby could be out there with those hits like that. Pooh Shiesty and such.
or in the words of our one of our listeners, Daniel, a little Vision Vert.
Yes.
Little Vision Vert.
Little Vision Vert.
Little Vision Vert. Yes,
Little
Vision
Vision.
Vert. Little Uzi Vision. Yes, that's right.
It was
Woo!
Uzi all
Hey, what'd you think about that trap mix of the Agatha mix? That's pretty nice. Right?
Oh, that was fire.
Are we dropping spoilers on the air now? That's what we doing. Hey, if you ain't caught up by now, man, I don't know what to tell you. You be
No,
out.
I didn't. No. I'm not dropping any spoilers.
I got you.
That's if you.
I like that. Yeah, I like all those trap mixes and stuff. I think the best of all time clearly is the Little Einstein's joint though.
Yeah, Little Einstein's for sure.
Yeah, that's
100%.
a classic. Yeah.
Yo,
100%.
Can I play?
I'll
the
bump
trap?
that just regularly, just in the car.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Driving around.
Mm-hmm. Can I play it real quick?
All right, you can, but let me do a couple things here. We're about to start. We're going to talk about Grizzlies coming up. They lost to the Mavericks last night. We'll discuss that. Got an update on the Shocking Yourself story. Got a wild story coming up as well from Jerry Jones. We're going to get to all this here momentarily, but that's coming up here on the program. 67129 on the text line, First Bank text line 360-8255 on the First Bank phone line. Okay, now you can draw now. Before you drop it though, let me warn you. If you are watching WandaVision and you have not watched the latest episode, then I need you to turn down your radio for the next minute or so. Okay, for the next minute. And we're gonna play a little bit of it, and then we'll discuss it, and then we'll be done with it. So the next minute starting now.
Trapaholics mixtape. Dang, son, why'd you make this?
Come on. All right, we gotta cut it. That's nice. We gotta cut it though. I don't want to. Now,
they don't need to hear all that.
That was a great. That was a great episode though. I love that show.
Oh, yeah.
WandaVision's like my favorite show.
It might be the best show, yeah.
in a while. It's my favorite Marvel. I think it's my favorite Marvel anything. Because I was talking to somebody. Okay, the spoilers extended here for just another little bit. If you tune back in, just tune back out for just a second. The character development is better to me than almost any of the Marvel movies I've seen. I'm much more invested in it. I really like it. So, good little twist. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the next 2 episodes when they
it's
wrap
gonna be
this
good.
thing up. Going to lead into Doctor Strange, I think, in the multiverse of madness.
Looks like it might be some Memphis though.
Could be.
Hey, that's gonna be my name tomorrow on this joint too,
Memphisto. I'm shocked that there has not been a professional wrestler in USWA named Memphisto.
With a demon
yeah,
gimmick.
I mean, how has that never? Been?
Oh, Memphisto!
Or what about when
Could you imagine
Chris
that bootleg
Broussard,
that super
Chris
look-
Broussard
Yeah.
spelled it Memphis?
Can you imagine how bootleg a Memphis like devil gimmick would be though on Channel 5 Wrestling that they had the Memphis?
Man, look, hey, man, I gotta show you my mix. I got a mixtape of all the terrible Memphis gimmicks. Oh my god, Cowabunga with a K, the turtle dressed as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. His name was Cowabunga with a K.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think I
real
remember
thing.
that one too, yeah.
They had Macho Warrior Rick Hogan.
I remember that one too. Yeah, then they would have like Jason, Freddie.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Christmas Creature, Lord Humongous.
Yeah.
I mean, there's.
Hey, but Dustin Starr pulled out a Jason guy for his show. He wasn't wrestling; he was just walking around. Man, that dude's suit looked terrifying. Like I was like,
you said it like traumatized your son.
yeah. Because Gabe was like, okay, Dad, why don't we leave it? Like, why don't we like running for cover right now? Yeah, it was crucial.
So we talked about that. Now a quick update on the men shocking themselves story. As we said, in a recent study from the University of Virginia, it turns out that when sitting in a room for 15 minutes without any outside stimulation of any sort, but with the option to shock themselves, 70% of men chose to shock themselves. 25% of women chose to shock themselves. Nobody liked being in the room for 15 minutes alone. Nobody could handle it very well. It's hard. It's hard if you never try to turn off your mind. It's not easy. But I wanted to add a little update. One of the men in the study, Anthony Sane, one of the men in the study decided to shock himself not once, not twice,
What?
not thrice,
not two,
not 5, not 10, not 20, not 50. 190 times over the course of a 15-minute stretch. One guy shocked himself 190 times.
Say it.
Yo.
This dude's got there's some stuff happening there.
Somebody need to check up on my guy, man. Like something.
I don't need
something
to.
right.
That dude's into some stuff right there for sure. That. Whew. Anyway, so that's a little heads up there. Now the Grizzlies lost last night, 102 to 92 to the Dallas Mavericks. Another loss for the Grizzlies, who have certainly not looked very good over the last two games, and that's putting it mildly. 102-92 is not exactly a great representation of what happened in that game. That game was rough for the Grizzlies. It was basically stat at 20 points. The lead sat at 20 points, give or take, for the entire game. It might go up to like 22, down to 18, but it was never less than like 17 and never more than like 23. Like it was just the most predictable blowout, beat down. Felt like 50. Felt like the Grizzlies were a million miles away from the for the Mavericks in that game, and they were. I mean, they didn't play very well. Once again, they shoot awful from the 3-point line. The Grizzlies are shooting in the neighborhood of 12% over the last 3 games.
That is insane, bro.
It's pretty. I mean, they started. They're 5 of 33 against the Suns, 6 of 31 against the Mavericks. 12 of their last 80, I think, as a team. It's remarkable futility. And then on top of that, John Morant, couldn't hit a free throw. Jonas Valanciunas, 5 of 18. Just a brutal offensive game, and the Grizzlies' offense has just faded completely over the last few games. And Anthony's saying it's getting harder and harder to watch. They look like a team that needs a break.
Yep. And Peter, you look like a radio host who needs to read those stats again that you shared earlier today. No, the team looks like they need a break for sure. I know people say
I'll get there. I'm gonna get there. Don't
I know
worry about it.
people say things like, "Well, this is a young team." What do y'all mean? Like they're a young team who hasn't been here before. Like they are still learning the rigors of the NBA, and dealing with COVID protocol issues and guys in and out of the rotation, a lot of injuries, and a lot of new guys.
Yeah.
And you're phasing in a guy like Justice Winslow, who you expect to be a big part, crucial part of your future. So you're you see people, why is he taking so many shots? I mean, that's clearly an objective of the team to get him going, to shake him and try to break him. Not literally, but yeah. You want to see, you want to see what you got in him. And if he's, you got a big decision to make this summer as far as his contract's concerned. So you want to try to get him going ASAP. This, like we talked about earlier in the show, this is an evaluation season for the Grizzlies. They want to see what they have. You're going to get Jaren in soon. So you want to see, you want to see what you got. So it's going to come with a lot of growing pains for these guys. There are a lot of things that we can't look at them like a finished product because they're nowhere near a finished product.
And, like, even with last night, because when I was watching the game, I really wasn't upset because I you typically get the upset like, man, you missed the pass. Like, man, if you just swing it one more time for this open shot. But last night, I just, it was like I wasn't upset because they need time to gel. Like Sane was saying, like you're implementing Justice Winslow into the rotation. You having to bring guys back who sat out last game, who pretty much was heavy rotation guys. Dylan has been out for two games right now. You still haven't had Jaren back yet. So, it's just, for me, it's about giving this team time to figure out their roles. Because, we said this last season when they get out to the slow start at the beginning of the season. Young team, they got to figure out their roles. They'll be fine. And then guess what? They hit their stride in January and in February. Then COVID hit, had to go down to the bubble, and everybody was like freaking out about, oh man, we're not playing like we used to. Yeah, long layoff with a young team.
Yep.
Let them figure it out. They got to figure out their roles when everybody came back healthy. So I like just try to play as well as you can, get to the All-Star break, and then after the All-Star break, you go heavy with the guys that you implemented into the rotation.
Right.
Well, and this is the thing. There's no need to like overreact or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, it's just what it is this year. Nothing changes the long-term trajectory of the team. It's what it is. But this is a good reminder of what has to happen as you grow, as you mature, and for Ja Morant specifically, it's as you get better, as you get more appreciated, as you get more, as you get more of a reputation, as your star power grows, you have to adapt and grow your game. And I think, to me, we haven't seen that from Ja yet. If anything, he looks like he's kind of shrinking, shying away a little bit from what's really, what's going on. Like he's not that same level of energy. Ja's a guy that plays with a lot of swag, a lot of energy, a lot of self-belief, a lot of you would say, not anger, but like he's got a lot of just, emotion, and he plays with intensity, and he takes it personally, and he likes to trash talk, and he likes to, get in there, like that. All that stuff matters, and I just haven't seen that from Ja. Like he's not a guy that is at his best when he's passive. He has to be in the middle of the action.
Be ultra aggressive.
And we've talked about it a lot, where it just seems like there's too many times where he comes down and just kind of, sort of throws a pass.
Too cool
like
for school out there sometimes.
He's just kind of he's kind of going through the motions, and he's just not really engaged in a way that we expect. Ja, when he's on, you can't take your eyes off of him. You can't take your eyes off of him as a play. Like he's just, it's like he's got a little spotlight on him the whole time because he's just doing stuff. He's in the middle of the action. He's grabbing this rebound. He's making this pass. Every little pass has got a little extra sizzle on it. It's got a little something. And it just lately it doesn't have that. It's just not. It's not there. Maybe it's a lack of confidence because the teams are starting to play off him so much, and he's really struggling with that. I don't know, but that's the part that concerns me. I don't think it's nothing. Like I said, it's not a long-term issue. Like I don't think Ja Morant is suddenly a terrible player or anything like that. But that's definitely a concern. Now the other thing is,
these are the same things we said about. Well, I said about Marc Gasol. It's the same thing. Like we can't You can't be that, Mark. We need you to be an incredible player for us to be good. I mean, and the criticism has to go evenly across the board.
But the difference from Marc Gasol is now, number one, Mark was much more of a veteran. He'd been around for a while. Number two, Mark defensively was always solid. Like, he was always somewhere between solid and spectacular. Like, you never had to worry about him defensively being a liability. But John Morant, yeah. I don't know about that. The liability part is real. So if he's not giving you the same level of value on the offensive end, he's definitely not going to make it up on the defensive end.
No, not at all.
And Mark could at least kind of make that up sometimes. And the Grizzlies defensively were fine yesterday. That wasn't the issue. The issue was offensively they were just absolutely.
That's so strange, man. It seems like
awful.
Man, what happened, man? And it's not. Yeah, you've thrown justice into the situation, but this has been going on way longer in the last 2 games. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's odd, fam. I don't really know what that might be.
It's a very weird deal. And so when I tell you what, when I'm gonna give everybody a warning. When we come back, I'm gonna talk about the numbers, the John numbers.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Let me get the music ready.
Let me tag T on Facebook. Tell me, I'm gonna post this live. I'm gonna post this live in Grizz Nation and tag T Morant. I'm gonna share the live stream and
I'm gonna take a risk here and come back and we're gonna talk.
I'm gonna tag T Morant with the eyeball emojis.
We're gonna talk about it because these are eye-opening numbers. These are eyeball emoji-worthy numbers out here thus far. We'll talk about it when we come back. Hey, listen, it's at the end of the day, we got to be honest with people, right? You got to be honest with people.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to keep it real. Like this is really what's happening. The real numbers. There's no point in sugarcoating it. There are some concerns when you look a little deeper in the numbers. We'll do that when we come back. I'm gonna take that risk when we return to the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
You have opinions?
I think they got a lot of athletic ability.
We want to hear them.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
Call us on the First Bank phone line at 360-8255 or text us on the First Bank text line at 67129.
This is a job alert. If you're looking for work, this will interest you, whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or even something temporary if you've been recently furloughed. Text 107-JOB to 49330. That's 107-JOB to 49330. Office work available now in a clean office environment with all COVID precautions taken. Text 107-JOB to 49330 and someone will be in touch about these job opportunities available now. Text 107-JOB to 49330.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Grind City Brewing Company is taking care of beerness in Memphis. Grind City Brewing is the dream of a father and son duo to create a brand that delivers a high quality, great tasting, and easy drinking craft beer. And they've done it. The brewery sits high above the city elevation in uptown Memphis with 15,000 square feet of beerness, including a 5,000 square foot tap room. Grind City Brewing is committed to all things Memphis, including the Tigers. They have created a malt liquor called Tiger Tail that is the official craft beer of the University of Memphis. Tiger Tail comes in 16-ounce six-packs and is not your typical malt liquor. Tiger Tail is crafted with a bold and smooth flavor
has 7.5% alcohol, and its clean finish makes it incredibly easy drinking. Tiger Tail and Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness in Memphis.
It's time, Memphis. Tune into Fox Sports Southeast and watch your Next Gen Grizzlies Thursday, February 25th at 7 p.m. when they take on the Los Angeles Clippers, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Check out Grizzlies.com for more information.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Something tells me my words are going straight to his heart.
Quiet storm, y'all. Hour number 3, presented by Acura of Memphis. Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm about to show you 4 pictures. It's gonna just bring back all your childhood, Peter.
Okay.
I'm sure.
While you
Yes. Now you tell me,
absolutely.
a million memories.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh,
What is it?
You just don't know, Zach. You don't understand how trash your childhood was. If you don't know what this is.
Why my childhood gotta be trash,
bro? If you don't know the Pizza Hut, bro,
you never knew the joy of going to Pizza Hut when you had a book it situation and you read your books and you filled out your little thing and you got your free pizza.
And your teacher signed off on it that you actually did read the book.
Like a slip.
That's right.
No. Book It program, long story short, Zach, was Pizza Hut had a program where you had to read like a certain amount of books in a month or something like that. It seemed like the longest period of time in the world, but it actually wasn't that long. But if you're anyone who met these requirements, your teacher or your school would send you on a field trip to Pizza Hut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's sort of the same.
Oh man,
it's sort of quasi the same. I don't think we did Pizza Hut though.
No, this was official.
Let me just say though, and the other thing is, we could talk about whatever you want. The Pizza Hut, when you went to the Pizza Hut with the little red roof and the little thing,
it hit different, man. It hit different.
And when you got the buffet and you got that was in when you were in there and you got different. that little frosted with the Coke. You got to get a Coke out of the little and
man,
that was the greatest situation.
It hit different than when you were getting it delivered, because when you get delivered, they got to bake it, they got to send it to you. It's kind of
it came straight up. And that Pizza Hut was good. I mean, Pizza Hut's fine now, but like Pizza Hut was good. Well, that was like.
And then you just make those. I don't know if I can say this word on the radio. You make those. You make these soda concoctions. We call it. That's something I don't even know if you can say it on the radio, but you would just go just go down the line and hit everything. You mix it up, man. Just go for it. Just go for it, man.
Oh yeah, you do not well. Now, to be fair, that's one area where there is some improvement, because they got that freestyle.
The freestyle. Just take it to the
crazy
level.
Yeah,
there's no way you can tie them up together. Yeah.
No, you couldn't.
You might be drinking motor oil by the time
I don't know what that could possibly taste like.
Yeah, radioactive waste by the time you're done.
And when you saw that pizza coming out and they were,
oh man, come on. What are we talking about?
Oh man. Yeah. Different situation. It's not the same. All right, so I've made my arrangements.
Yeah, come on.
I've talked to people.
I am currently sharing the post in Grizz Nation and tagging T. Morant. Go ahead. No, I'm lying. I ain't doing that. Which means I'm not typical Grizz Twitter person who tags people and get out of here.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little sneaky tag.
How can you talk about Tony at triple OG 9 whatever is stop.
AAOOO something.
Like, bro, why are we tagging people, bro? What are we doing? I don't know. Go ahead, bro.
Anyway, so Ja Morant. All right, here's the numbers. I'm just gonna give you the numbers, and you tell me what you think.
Scary hours.
When the Grizzlies are down more than 10 points, so down double digits, Ja Morant shoots 59% from the field, 37 of 63 this year. And when they're down more than 10 in the second half alone, Ja Morant is 34 of 51, 67%.
That's tough.
Now, when the Grizzlies are either somewhere between down 5 and up 5, so in the crucial, 2-possession game either way, Ja Morant shoots 43% from the field. And when they are between 5 in the second half, he shoots 37% from the field this year.
That's not good. That kind of points to, I don't think he's intentionally doing that, but a lot of his points do happen during, and some of that is attempting to get back in the game. Some of that is attempting to make a comeback. But,
I mean, that's not, in and of itself, it's not just totally punitive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the let me I've got an update for this since the first time we talked about this a couple hours ago, as I continue to do more and more math and really help people to understand the limits of mathletics in today's society. Last year, Ja Morant, when the Grizzlies were either 5 points up or 5 points down, between 5 points, he shot 54% from the field in those situations. It's down to 43% this year. And that was in the fourth quarter. He shot 54%.
So what do
this year it is not that.
So what do you gather from this information that you discovered, Peter?
In the second half, well, hold on, let me give you the full number. In the second half of games last year, to compare it to that 43% this year, or no, 37% this year when the Grizzlies are between 5 up and 5 down. Last year, for that same period there when the Grizzlies are between up 5 or down 5, Ja Morant shot 52% in the second half and 54% in the fourth quarter. That number is 37% in the second half this year. Now, what do I glean from that? Number one, I glean that this has been a tough year in general. Yeah. COVID, all
teams
that stuff.
Teams are adjusting.
Number two, teams are adjusting to Ja Morant. His shots are not the same shots that he got in those same situations last year. Number three, they need Jaren Jackson Jr. back. I think having Jaren on the court certainly helped to open things up for Ja and give him more an opportunity. Make teams be honest he's the best. He's a legit 40% 3-point shooter who can take 8 to 10 3-pointers a game. The Grizzlies don't have anybody like that right now. Dylan Brooks can take, and the Grizzlies do miss Dylan Brooks, by the way. But Dylan Brooks can take 10 3-pointers a game, but he's not going to make 5 of them. He might make 2 of them. Jaren Jackson Jr. was the best volume shooter they had. So without him, again, teams are loading up on Ja Morant more. And I think Ja also just to me his mentality looks a little different. Maybe it's the way he's approaching the game. Maybe it's the just the team in itself. Maybe it's the burden of more expectation. I don't know. But to me, he doesn't look the same guy. Like, that fun, footloose, free wheeling, here's the joggles. I'm going to talk trash to James Harden. Right. I'm going to get right up in Kyrie.
Rocking the baby, you're too little.
It just doesn't look like that's not. Everything looks harder. It looks like he's not as much fun for him.
Right.
So I think that's just a mental adjustment he's going to have to make about being a high-level player who's got a target on his back.
Right, exactly, because teams are definitely playing him different. And like you said, he's no longer the hunter. He's becoming the hunted. So, yeah, because last year the only thing he had to worry about was, like, individual guys. Like, De'Aaron Fox may feel a certain way, or, Drew Holiday may feel a certain way, or, what's the guy, the point guard for the Spurs, the long dude with the –
Dejounte Murray?
Oh, Dejounte Murray?
He might feel a certain way towards Ja or whatever, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All these guys, those type of guys may feel a way. That was the worst thing he had to worry about. Now he's got the great coaches of the league like plotting up to shut him down, because you have to take the Grizzlies serious, because we're not an easy out. I know it might seem like we have been, but teams know that we are a team that's a contender to make the playoffs, a contender to win the championship, but. Teams aren't playing us the same way. And something else you said too, and I'll say this again. I hope people don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You talked about Jaren, how he can help Ja. Jaren has gathered and earned the reputation of being a shooter, so teams have to game plan for that. And we talk about guys over time that have been guarded like shooters, whether they're shooters or not. Guys like Jay Crowder provided that for the Grizzlies last year. Jay was shooting 20-something% from three with the Grizzlies, but teams guarded him like he was money. You know what I mean? And those type of things open up the passing lanes for the Grizzlies. And right now, we get up a lot of attempts because even though our percentages are good, a lot of teams don't really – they're not really taking the Desmond Baines, the Grayson Allens of the world serious, the Kyle Anderson of the world, even though they're shooting the ball very well. But, once you get a guy who's kind of known to be a high-volume shooter like Jaren back on the court, you could possibly see lanes, starting to open back up for Ja. Because right now teams like, screw all these dudes. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't guard none of y'all. So the middle is like, it's super clogged up. But it's just going to have to be some time and adjustments made. Ja will be fine. And then we're pointing out things that, stats are what they are, but they're not any indication for the future. They are a proper, sometimes proper representation of the past. That's all stats are. So it's up to Ja to get there. And he has that pressure on him. Like you said, he's an elite level player. And he's the guy who this particular team, this particular market needs to be a superstar type player to carry the burdens of the team and carry the burdens of the organization. I think he's built for it. I mean, we're still talking about a guy who's 21, 22 years old. I think he'll get there. He's got a good support system. And, I think he's built for it. He just has to get through this rough patch that might last the whole season, man. Who knows?
I mean, it's a growth situation. They use the term growing pains, and that's literal and figurative. Like, as you're a kid, your body is actually growing, and it hurts. Like, your bones are expanding. That's not easy. When you're Ja Morant, you're growing. Like, it's hard. It's hard to do it. Everybody hits levels up, and when you level up. Everybody's played video games. Everybody's played sports. Everybody knows what it's like when you go against tougher competition or when people are more interested and take you more seriously and the level goes up. You got to step up your game, and sometimes that transition can be hard. And Ja Morant, the thing for him is, can he level up his game and still have the same amount of fun? Can he still – because I think it's vital for him to have fun and to play with energy. He can't go halfway. He can't just – some guys just are workman-like performers, like Chris Paul. Chris Paul's just like, he just puts the hard hat on and goes out there, and like, he doesn't play with like a lot of, jumping and he'll talk, but he's not like, doing a bunch of stuff. Like, he just goes out there and hits those mid-range jump shots, and that's just the way he plays. Ja has to play with, he energizes himself with some of this stuff, and right now we're just not seeing that, and that can be difficult when you're demoralized because you can't make a shot. And when you're seeing triple teams, and when every time you drive in, you're running into a wall, and when you pass to your teammates and they continually miss shots and give up your assist opportunities, right. Or when they get fouled rather than give you a chance to get an assist on a nice pass, that gets frustrating. But you can't let that frustration.
Or sitting on the bench for weird amounts of time.
Yeah,
doing weird stretches of the game. Those things all add up, and those things are all happening with the Grizzlies because they're, doing evaluation type stuff or whatever. Which is cool, but I just hope that this is the final year then. Like, I'm tired of all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's just,
they're
but I do. I mean, but when you see Ja Morant in high leverage situations last year, shooting 54% in fourth quarters, in 2 possession games, and that number drops is at 22% this year. But now there's only 9 attempts, so it's a very small number. But the fact that it's such a small number tells you again that he hasn't been taking those shots at the same level that he was last year. It's a different percentage. It's different. That's not like long term. That's not going to doom him, or anything like that. But it's something he has to know. I'm sure he does. Like, it's something I'm sure he knows in his mind. Like, in teams, the Grizzlies do a really good job of letting their guys know, and they do a lot of self scouting, and they put numbers up there for folks to say, hey, like, here's what you're doing. Here's what we want you to do. And I'm sure they'll point to this and Ja and say, look, teams are aware of what, fourth quarter Ja was last year, and now fourth quarter Ja is turning into a different thing.
Right.
And, you don't want that to define you. And I'm sure he's
Right.
well aware of that.
Last
So-
year, fourth quarter Ja looked like a guy who was trying to carry his team to a win. And this year's fourth quarter Ja looks like Pau Gasol used to look when he was here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just honest criticism. Like, fourth quarter Ja has not been a thing. We've seen it sometimes, but
It's like John Morant finishes with 20 points and 8 assists, and like, did he?
when he's
Really?
going to do that?
When was the
But like, here's the thing though. Like, we've also been down 20 a lot in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So is that John Morant's fault? You know what I mean? There's a lot of factors at play. Because last year we were in more close games in the fourth quarter than it seems like we've been in this year. So those, that matters as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no question. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. Like it's it's a challenge for him, but I think it's another thing. If you don't bring this stuff up, and I might tweet this out just so maybe that motivates Ja. He's looking for that motivation.
Use me.
You know?
I'll be the sacrificial lamb.
Because I'm sure you remember the story that when I wrote about Tony Allen not being, as his defense was, he was taking too many risks and gambling and costing the Grizzlies. And that night he had like 4 steals and played like unbelievable defense. And then he went to the locker room and like, where's Edmiston? Like so. Some guys need that kind of motivation.
Hey.
So maybe I'll have to do my part to just kind of,
yeah.
If that's something I have to do,
Oh,
then so be it.
They're coming, Peter. They listening now. On your left, T. Here comes C.J. Johnson. Tony Allen. Alexis, what's Alexis there?
Robinson.
Alexis Robinson.
Robinson.
Deontay Melson's publicist.
That's
Alexis Robinson. Avengers!
Ed Davis out of nowhere.
Avengers! Assemble.
Grizz trolls.
Oh man.
They coming, man.
Here they come.
How would you rate John Morant on a scale of 1 to 10?
He's a 10. Like, to just be safe. Hey, I'm not. Don't try to drag me into this smoke. Don't drag me into your smoke show, man. Don't drag me into this at all. You're a 10. You're a 10, Ja. You're my all-star.
That's right.
I'm the one that got on Twitter and said, "Don't choose Mike. Don't send any energy towards Mike Conley being an all-star." That was Peter Edmiston who was like, "Yeah, Ja's got time. Yeah, he'll have a long career. Yeah, he can make it next year." I was the one who said.
I do not sound like Mark Giannotto, just for the record.
I know that. I'm the one who said that your NBA all-star energy, Memphis, should go towards Ja Morant.
Well, I got bad news.
coming.
I think both guys are going to miss it. So
They're both going to be watching it now.
So I don't think its energy can be wherever it needs to be.
And then why is it got to be Zion? It's always Zion. Yeah, Zion's 100% going to be an all-star because he's either going to get
Did you hear that?
Did
Did you hear that? My man, what Ian Eagle called him Xanos on that broadcast.
Yeah, I kind of like that too.
Yeah, 'cause that was pretty good. Xanos.
Yeah, I think I
He's
heard that
inevitable.
before though. He is inevitable, and Zion's freaking incredible. Because he's either going to get in on the first run, like the votes were yesterday, right? When they announced whenever this week, either he's going to be voted in by the coaches or he'll be AD's replacement. One of the two is happening. So.
Yeah. It's, I mean, and he should. He's shooting 62%. He's just really hard to stop. He's really good. I mean, we knew that. It's like I don't know. It wasn't like just a matter of, is he going to be able to stay healthy? Like that's the only question. Is and so far, he looks better this year. So as long as he can stay healthy for his career, then there's no way he's not going to be a easy 25-point a game guy just from here on out. Like there's really no way that you can stop him at that stage. So we'll talk about it. Your thoughts on the John Morant situation. Also, some weirdness from the Tennessee Titans and Isaiah Wilson, their first-round draft pick, who may be done with football, at least as a Titan. So he says. We'll talk about his very strange situation when we come back as we roll on hour number 3 presented by Acura Memphis live in the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Star, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Get happy with Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Weekday afternoons from 1 to 3 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
It may be cold outside, but your deals keep getting hotter and hotter, Jeff. Hey, let's conquer the cold and gear up for winter with the Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah President's Day sales event.
We got you covered, Randy. Let's talk. 2021 Kia Forte, $133 a month lease. 2021 Kia Soul, redesigned inside and out, $149 a month lease. And a 2021 Kia K5, $182 a month lease. All just 36 months, $3149 due at signing.
That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. Plus, every Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month leases, $3149 due at signing, 0 security deposit, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, ME3 19038, MSRP $20,625, Soul, M7755,638, MSRP $20,660, K5 MG 005560, MSRP $25,725, include all manufacturer rebates and incentives, PF $695, excludes tax filing license, with approved credit, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 3/1/21, dealer stock only.
Hey, Matthew, we need to restock those sleeping bags.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
One of you cover this register?
Like at Anita's outdoor store.
Sorry.
To keep sales climbing, she needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
And I'm sure that you're an angel in disguise. Come take my hand and together we will ride.
Oh! It's the only way to fly.
That it is.
That's what I always said. He's on the wings of love. Jeffrey Osborne. You might hear that on 107.5.
Yeah.
On a particularly inspired day, perhaps. You can listen to that Flynn family of stations. Coming up next, of course, it is Middays. Greg and Eli, they're going to break down what the Tigers' options are. They'll talk a little bit more about the Grizzlies and their struggles of late offensively and a whole lot more that is on the way next with Sports 56 Middays. Greg and Eli, the Johnny Radio after that, and Sports 56 Sports Time with the Willow and Stats coming up at the 3 o'clock. So plenty of great stuff coming your way for the remainder of the day here. It's a beautiful day, weather-wise, certainly compared to what we've been through over the last few weeks. The fact that it's going to be 60 today is an incredible, beautiful, wonderful stroke of miraculous love, and I certainly appreciate that. 67129 on the First Bank text line. If you want to get in, you can. I did want to mention before we wrap the show up, there was one thing, the story that I had to mention because of if you know me, I love to hear about Jerry Jones and his nonsense. The Cowboys owner and his America's finest number one guy. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, and we didn't get to talk about Isaiah Wilson today, but
we still may.
You got to do some Zach Randolph DNA checks. I think that's the most important thing. That kid looks like Zebo's son. I think we might need to check that out.
He definitely does.
Yeah, we need to check that one out, man, over anything. But yeah.
So there's a story that's out about the legacy of DeMaurice Smith, the union, the NFL Players Association leader, who replaced Gene Upshaw, and it's a story about Seth Wickersham of ESPN. That's ESPN.com doing the story. But anyway, they're going back to his first CBA negotiation in 2011, and he tells a story. And this story of labor negotiation is a great story. Check it out. There's a lot of detail and stuff in it. But this anecdote I had to get to because of my love of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones says they had a deal on the table that the players should have taken and didn't take. And if the players had taken it, they would have gotten an extra $1 billion. But for whatever reason, DeMaurice Smith didn't like it, didn't think it was the right deal or whatever. So they ended up taking a lesser deal. But in response to that, Jerry Jones was talking to his fellow owners, and he said, look, this is a quote from Jerry Jones. Look, my daddy grew up on a farm in southwest Missouri. Every so often in the spring, the wind would come from a different part of the country, and the moon would set a different way, and the owls would start bleeping the chickens.
Wait, what?
Is he reading a book?
Except he didn't. I mean, the F word was involved there. Every so often in the spring, the wind would come from a different part of the country, and the moon would set a different way, and the owls would start bleeping the chickens. The owls are bleeping the chickens. It makes no sense that they turned this down, but it's a great thing for us.
He said that, like he said the F word?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I've never heard that phrase before. The owls and the chickens. I've heard the birds and the bees. I never heard of the owls and the chickens. But in any event, there's a great. Then the story continues to talk about the contentiousness of the meeting, and the owners wanted to get a 17th game in all the way back in 2011, and they talked. Jerry Richardson was talking to Dominique Foxworth, who at the time was the executive committee member for the Players Association, and he says, "We're not playing 17 games, Jerry. It's not going to happen." Jerry Richardson now is the no longer the owner of the Panthers, but at the time was the owner of the Panthers, and he's had some issues for sure. He says, we can make you. We don't have to ask you. We're being nice by not saying, F you, you have to do it. Foxworth responded, we're being nice by not telling you, F you, we're not playing. We're being nice by not telling you, F you, we'll play with replacement players, Richardson said.
Huh?
Foxworth replied, we're being nice by not telling you, F you, good luck filling up stadiums with Ryan Leaf at quarterback.
Oh.
Why you got to holler out Ryan Leaf's name, man?
I know. Why is Ryan Leaf catching a stray in this whole discussion?
Yeah, good luck doing that with guys who aren't nearly the caliber of players that the guys I represent are.
And then DeMaurice Smith said, that's a lot of FUs, and adjourned the meeting at that point. I've never been in a meeting with that many F-bombs dropped.
I got my own personal issues with NFL, and this is one of them that I have.
Owls and the chickens.
Like,
sometimes wind blows a certain way. Owls get a little amorous, and next thing you know.
I know the NBA caves into a lot of stuff. I know NBA players cave into a lot of stuff. But I never felt like they're being handled like NFL players get handled.
Yes. Maybe
I'm delusional. Maybe I'm just,
Well, there's the owners and the league has a lot more control just because of the nature of the contracts. The contracts can be, pretty well cut without too much, depending on how the contract is structured. There's plenty of contracts that are not fully guaranteed. Almost every contract in the NFL is not fully guaranteed. Only a very few people. I think like Kirk Cousins has a fully guaranteed contract and like maybe one other, but there's not very many people that have a fully guaranteed contract. So, yeah, that allows a lot more leeway from the owners to just be like, no, I don't like what you're doing because you're cut.
I might just cut all of you at one time.
Yeah. And the owners it's a very lucrative situation. And careers are short and there's lots of players on the team, so that means that individual players don't have the same level of control. Only a very few players, have the level of control, that a Tom Brady or somebody else. Just there's only a very few players who have that level of control. So, it's a different situation than in the NBA. The NBA, you have, 15 players on the roster,
right?
Total, and one player can totally change a team. Just
sure.
One. In football, that's really not it's extremely unusual.
Yeah, it's different, man. Because you see like these type of conversations in the NFL, you don't see this all the time, but you see these level of reminding you who's the boss type conversations and actions that happen in the NFL. NBA does too, because this whole All-Star game thing and coming back starting the season early, but it felt a lot more civil and like there was some type of back and forth where the players had some type of voice or say. NFL, man, like they'll come out with some weird flexes sometimes on the players, man, for sure.
Well, and that and there is the relationship that we see from the NFL is different. I think it's a lot better relationship with Adam Silver and the Players Association and Michelle Roberts as opposed to what we've seen in the NFL and some of the other sports. In baseball, it's been pretty contentious. So, yeah, there is that. There is definitely that. But it's. I just thought very important to get Jerry Jones' opinion on owls and chickens. It's very important to hear a quote like that. Whenever that quote comes out like that, I'm right there. I'm right there in the mix.
They got to stop reading. They got to stop reading lullabies to him at the end of the night, man. That's crazy, dog.
It's a horrible story to be told to a child.
I'm not really sure what the point of the story was exactly. Like what I'm not even sure what that meant. Like, what is the meaning of that? Like. Are they the owls and the chickens are like I'm
like
I'm unclear
who's
as
who,
to,
man? What are you doing?
Yeah, what is the meaning of that? I don't know. I don't get that story, but think about it. Just everybody, that's your homework assignment for tonight, guys. Think about it, and when we come back next time tomorrow morning, I want some answers. Let's get some texts in. We're going to talk to our buddy Jermaine Johnson, the assistant coach of the University of Memphis men's basketball team tomorrow. Rob Fisher as well will join us on the Hump Day edition of the program. Everybody enjoy this nice, non-snowy, warm weather, and